Game time, Brian. Your name stain the icon. You need a way to the fire. Tatey with hammer stills gunned in the living room. Just a mailbag full, delivering letters. Now I'm dropping that fuel from the 9 to 5 to the Cowboys grind. Turn my voice into a platform. Game time, Brian. Every snap, every play, break it all down. Blue and silver pride, yeah, I rep this town. From the news to the rumors, every hot debate. If it's Cowboys talk, man, I'm never late. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep, and we still chase it. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every game day is game time again. Game time, Brian, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mail route grind to the YouTube fame. Now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, lock in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day's game time. Press play. Dak takes the snap, Micah on the chase. Talking O-line, defense, who's making the plays? Trades, rumors, draft picks too. If it's Cowboys news, then you know I come through. No network scripts, just a fan with a voice. Doing this my way, yeah, that's my choice. Breaking it down for the real, no cap. If you're riding for the star, then you know where we at. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep and we still chase 8. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every damn day, it's game time again. Yeah, top run, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mail rail grind to the YouTube fame. Now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, lock in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day's game time. Press play. Leg nights, early mornings. Yeah, I built this up. Did it for the fans, never just for love. One video turned into something real. Now Cowboys.
Anywhere in the league.
If the Dallas Cowboys are going to take us for granted, we'll whip their ass.
Oh, I would have said something to Buddy, but he wouldn't stand on the field long enough. He put his big fat rear end into the dressing room.
Are you not entertained? I love it! I love it! Hey, Sully, man, I hope I never get back in there and kick you!
I remember we were at Philadelphia. We had to win the game to get in the playoffs. And all of a sudden, late in the game, there goes the ball flying around. Who comes up with it? Sean.
It's loose, on the ground. 2-man pick pile up for it. Picked up by the Redskins. Sean Taylor up to the races.
He had a knack for just big plays.
Is the NFC East becoming a beast?
Boom shakalaka!
All right, I want a good clean fight. I want a comfy pair of shoes. And I want a nice ham sandwich. Not too fatty. You got that? Let's get it on!
Bang! Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's ready to rumble. Good evening, everybody. Game time, Brian, with the man, the myth, the legend, back from his vacation. My partner, Primetime Phil. We are ready. I hope you are. We'll bring the combatants in shortly. But Primetime Phil, how are you doing, my man? How are you?
I'm at that point where I need a vacation from my vacation. You know, I think we've all been there where you just get in there, and then as soon as you get back, you have to go directly to work almost, and it's just been nonstop with work, and so it's just one of those feelings where I'm like, oh man, I want to take a nap. You know, I just want to sit down, so just take a nap.
Let's talk about your vacation real quick. Where did you go? And just give us your opinion on. Me and you talked about it.
So if you know the channel, you know I live in South Florida. You know, across from the other side of Miami. So I'm on the Gulf side and Naples. So I went all the way to the north side of Florida and to Orlando, and decided I was going to go to the new Epic Universal with the family and see how that park is. And my theme of that park is just tiring, man. It was hot. It was just, some of it funneled in. They needed to kind of get shade. So I have a lot of opinions about it. But I mean, if you're ever going to go, man, all I can say is, man, get those fast passes because those wait times are kind of crazy.
Yes, definitely. Me and my wife went when we went to visit Phil. I don't know. I guess it's what, 2 years now or 3? I guess it's 2 years now.
2, I say, yeah.
I don't know, 2 or 3. Time
maybe.
flies, man. Time flies. But we went and we got the fast passes, and it was awesome. It really was. But it just got hot in Florida. Everybody that I know, it got real hot, and is it me or did the rain just pick up all over the United States? Is it me or what?
That extreme heat is causing all that. Yeah, it's everywhere, man. It's and you're just hearing about these floods everywhere as well too. So it's not good, but it needs the rain, but not at drastic measures.
Yeah. Again, we got a new addition to the Zoom crew. He must not know the rules. Leo, you got to wait. There's a 4-panel. There's 4 guys in the panel, brother, for the first 45 minutes of the show. 1 guy representing each of the teams. Unless Rob don't show up, then I'm texting Rob now. But anyway,
hey man, that's what's happening when you're champion. You can just come and go. Yeah, you're probably gonna show up in a robe.
I guess so. But let's get the panel started. We're gonna start right in our backyard. We're gonna start with none other than Loyal Cowboy. Loyal Cowboy, what's going on, brother? How are
These
you?
hoes ain't loyal.
Good. Nah, my theme song is that Kendrick Lamar DNA.
So, Loyal, before we, introduce Chris and Rob and Jesse, my thing to you is, now we're less than a week away, man. Our guys are going to be on field on Tuesday. Dallas actually reports Monday night on the 21st. Is there one thing or is there a bunch of things? What are you looking at, bro, as we go into this training camp? Everybody,
the coaching.
Okay.
The coaching. I want to see how the coaches interact with the players, and it's going to boil down to whether or not the players buy in. I mean, right now they're all in. So if they could gel off of it, then so be it.
Now, Primetime Phil, before we introduce the other 2 gentlemen, what's your thought about training camp less than a week away, and what's the blinking? Is there like one blinking light? For me, it's a bunch of lights. It's like a blue light special, but I don't know where I want to go first. Do I want to go and see Joe Milton, or
Yeah, I'm interested in every position. I think there's going to be battles in those, and I think that's what happens when you got guys that need to prove themselves, and you got people that are hungry to kind of make rosters. Sometimes that's kind of a little bit of false hope. You put some stuff like, you found some gems that I'll give you an example. If we bring up a guy like Miles Austin, where you're just like, oh man, great career, but at the same time, how much was he available and why was he not drafted? So there was a lot of reasons there, but with that roster, I think there's just gonna be a lot of competitions, whether you're talking about, defensive tackles, whether you're talking about cornerbacks, and just how are feeling it back there? Are they fluid, or is it kind of stumbling? There's always one side of the ball that makes the other side of the ball look kind of foolish, but kind of everybody focuses on the highlight and not the fact that the guy kind of failed on the other side. So I think just watching those battles in general, it's going to be great. But at the same time, it's just how much does the NFL allow them to do? And I think that's what I feel like with training camp. I don't get as excited because it's not like old training camp. And it's just like, oh, okay, we're watching a bunch of guys running around. But hey, good job for catching that ball.
Yeah, right. Let me grab a couple super chats before we introduce the next guy. Retro Gaming and Grub. Chris May, DC for life, Loyal Cowboys wins fatality. All right, well, hey. Chris May.
Finish him.
I will
Finish him.
Randy McIntyre, I'll be ready for some football. Randy, I was just talking to Phil before we went live about Vegas and just some of the things. I am ready for football, but I'm old enough also to know, Randy, that it's you have to enjoy everything. You can't just get too carried away with looking ahead. I'm actually looking forward to training camp. Other than Momo, who wants to poo-poo everything, I'm looking
It's a
forward
conspiracy.
to
Chris ain't like that, though, are you, Chris?
No, I love training camp.
Dude, Rolo, real quick, hit the like button for the man. Thank you, Rolo. And I'm having.
It's just like a lot of. There's a whole
withdrawal,
section of football
says
fans
Randy
that
McIntyre.
do not like the draft, and then as true football, I think I get really caught up into the draft. So you have those people with mixed feelings, and that's understandable.
I will be giving away another card or two. Randy had donated. I got some signed cards too. They're in boxes.
Thank you, Randy.
I got Felix
Did you
Jones.
read the one that
signed.
he's put? I have football withdrawals.
Yes, I just got that one. I have
good.
football withdrawals. I got you in twice, Randy. But yes, I got Des Bryant, Tashard Choice. I still got a couple DeMarco Murray's. The Felix Joneses ones are all autographed. So I got one. I got a couple Felix Joneses. So we'll just do a random. We're not going to say, what do you want? Well, we're going to randomize that shit. But anyway, let's move along. We introduced Loyal. Now we move along to the newest member of our Zoom crew who he knows his shit, everybody. If you know anything about it, I love having him and Rob on the panel together because it's like two guys who know the game of football can actually pull up names when you ask them with help of their keyboard, but at least,
Hey, man, we're all there.
But Chris Dooley, thank you so much for being a part of the Zoom crew, but it really is, it actually is good for the people in the chat as people watching because, we want to have an idea of what we're talking as well. So thanks, brother. How you feeling a week out prior to training camp?
I'm getting pretty excited. Just need to get our guys signed. I mean, especially Terry. But it seems like everybody's starting to trickle in the week before. These deals are starting to get done. So I feel pretty confident that now our second round pick, I need that one to kick in because we don't have Amos.
Chris, minus two teams.
Even if you lose your second round pick, I mean, Donovan himself, you lose him, you still got a good backup to follow right behind him.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's not optimal though. Real quick before you finish, Twiz says to Chris, Terry getting traded to the Whiners. What do you say about that? What do you say about that?
They do need a receiver.
Chris Dooley, what are you thinking about that?
Nah, I couldn't even see who I would want back. Maybe if it was a younger Trent Williams, maybe, but no.
I think it'll get done. I do, but me and Rob were talking on the lunchtime chat yesterday. We were I knew he was older, but when Rob said the number, I'm like, oh, okay, he is 29. He is 29 years old. He should not report, Chris. He needs to get his money. They have the money, right, Chris? You have the money, so it's not like it's going to break any bank. They can maneuver these contracts any way they want. All of a sudden, it seems like you remember before last year, they had all this money. They had to get to basically at the salary cap floor, right, to spend all this money. And it did well. You saw you saw how far they went. But how important is Terry McLaurin to the Commanders?
I mean, if we don't have Terry, I mean, we're dead in the water pretty much. Debo, I think he's going to have a great year for us, but I can't see him as a number one, and we ain't going to – you don't even have a number one on your team. We'll be down there with the Giants, frankly.
Michael Gallup.
Yeah.
He won't even make the team.
Come on down, brother.
We had one of your guys last year, Martavius Bryant. They brought in. He scored a touchdown in the preseason, and then we cut him right after that.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Dallas had him on their practice squad, right? And then Dallas ended up, they had him on, like I would say, for the better part of a year and a half. And, all the Cowboy fans, why isn't he being brought up? Now, to their credit, we didn't have a great number two last year. Our number two, I think, has seen better days in Brandon Cooks. Even though we were rooting for him, I thought he was a good number two, but he keeps getting injured these days. And he's good when he's healthy, but we kept hearing, well, why aren't you bringing in Martavius Bryant? What? Well, obviously, the dude hasn't been in the NFL prior to Dallas signing him about a year and a half ago. for like 5 years. Remember, he had all the off the field issues. It's not easy as you guys think, just to slip
Jump back in. Yeah.
It's not. And Phil knows you played at a high level. How hard is it to be out of the NFL for 5 years and then all of a sudden turn it and say, I'm back, guys. It's
If you're out for like 2 weeks to a month, you can already be out of it. So let's be real.
The speed of the game, right? Is that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I think that's what happens. I mean, even when they're going, think about NFL professionals are getting paid millions of dollars that, they end at a certain month, and they might be doing drills, but the beginning of the preseason is kind of like a deer in headlights at sometimes, where they're just like, oh, okay, well, the speed of the game again. I got to get used to it again. And so that's where they get in a rhythm in that preseasons. That's why you kind of like to see your offense, your first stringers get out there and at least get a drive or two going.
Yeah, definitely. All right. We will welcome in the man, the myth, the legend, the very knowledgeable, the often gambling, Rob A. What's up, brother? How are you, Rob? Representing the birds.
What's up, brother? Just enjoying my day here. Someone mentioned rain across the U.S. Yeah, we got our fair share today, which is great. The lawn needed it, so I'm just getting stoked. Football is almost back, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. And as we get into this and we bring in everybody, listen, there's not a lot to talk about, but we will get to it. But as we are a week away, and I know we've talked about it, but on this show, Rob, what do you think is your main focus in training camp this year? What do you think? Because you're the Super Bowl champions, right? But listen, you're a numbers guy. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying it won't happen. But the odds are that the same team doesn't win in a back-to-back in the NFC East. I understand the Eagles are in position to do it. They can do it. Nobody's saying they can't. But the numbers are saying something different, whether you like the numbers or not. What do you have to do going into training camp? What do you think is your main focus in a week from now? What's the focus for the Eagles? Is there like a singular focus, or is there like let's just show up and be healthy and we'll be okay? There's got to be something. What's the rally cry inside NovaCare?
Staying healthy and staying hungry, man. We got to, like how Jalen says, keep the main thing. Just we can't rest on our laurels. We can't sit there and become Hollywood all of a sudden and think just because we did it that that it's just going to be easy to go back. I mean, injuries play a big role in any team season, so we got to again stay healthy.
Right.
As far as individually, I like to see what happens with our secondary. I want to see, Keely's going to go out there and claim that number one spot on the opposite end of Quinyon, or Makuba. Is he going to step up and take that from Sidney Brown?
Which is why camp is important, right, Rob?
Absolutely.
I mean, listen, it's not about winning games, Momo. And Momo, you will have your say shortly, my man. My man, you will have your say. But it's not about winning games in the preseason. It's about reps, unless you were a totally veteran team, right? And that used to bother me. That used to, as a Cowboy fan, Rob, that would bother me where, we would have all these old guys who would never do anything. And you'd be holding your breath. And you'd be holding your breath that in the first game they wouldn't blow out hammies. You hope that they're doing their conditioning work. Having a young team like Dallas has a young team. I get it. We got Dak Prescott, 30 years old, but he's Dak's doing everything he can to at least give himself a shot to be okay, as far as health wise. But it's exciting to have a young team, and
his dad bod's a little bit different than my dad bod. So,
you know what I mean? It is. But like the Eagles, Rob, you decided to go young as opposed to doubling down on older, expensive veterans who were still really good. Josh Sweat, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Milton Williams, Darius Slay. I'm sure you've heard it ad nauseum now, but it's also exciting. Do you think the youth movement after the Super Bowl is exciting, or do you think that's kind of where I'm at?
Yeah, we had to close the chapter on Slay. I mean, I loved his time there, but he was getting older, and he played great last year. But now I want to see what these young kids could do. We went young with the remaining of the secondary, and we struck gold with our 2 first picks last year. Hopefully, we could strike gold with Makuba this year, and Keely could step up. And but we needed to go younger.
Hey, Linda, how are you?
And I'm glad that we walked away from those big contracts, because it would have just put us in a worse situation as time went on. So I couldn't see us re-signing Sweat or Milton. Let's go younger. Let's see what these young kids could do. Let's see if Vic could scheme good again this year. See what Zach Bond could do. He was first team All Pro last year, but let's see if he could sustain that success and
that's funny.
To make an impact.
Yeah, and you bring up something that people take it for granted. It was All Pro. He's going to be All Pro every year. That's not really how it works. I mean, you have to show up, and he seems like the guy who's finally got it. He found the right system, the right guy. Hey, Elena, how are you? Like you found the right guy to really bring out his talents in Zach Bond. Again, I could just speak for a team looking from the outside in that's in the East. We feel like we have an opportunity. Not that you guys aren't as good, not that you guys can't be better, but I feel like there's an opportunity there for, most importantly, the Commanders. We keep hearing how great the Giants are and all the talent that the Giants have.
Yeah, I think that's how the NFC East in general. I think the NFL is kind of moving towards that movement where it's like there's a lot of younger teams. I think there's some teams that are like older where you look at the Rams, look at their roster. A lot of the guys that you think of the star wise are up there in age, and even the guys that they signed as well. So, I think that's a big thing for a lot of the teams. I think you get in a lot of these young guys experience very, very, very quickly. I think that's going to bode well for the NFL and some of the stars that are going to be made.
Yeah, and I agree with you, but we're just hearing a lot of stuff about the Giants. A lot. And Jesse, last but not least,
let's be real, it's least. Listen.
It is. Well, not to hear Eagles Drew say they're everybody's scared about the Giants. Listen, the only team that needs to be worried about the Giants is Chris Dooley's Commanders, because for whatever reason, Giants have a dominant record over the last 20 years against them.
I think in a bad day, and all of us, I think we could get it could be a hard day with the Giants this year. So I think they got a pretty good team.
I'm welcoming it. I'm welcoming it. But Jesse, what's up, brother? And how are you feeling?
It's humid as hell here.
Yeah, it is humid. How are you feeling a few days out from training camp? And what's your biggest concern? I know there's a lot of excitement, but
trying to get a Russell Wilson jersey because they're just flying off the shelves.
Yeah, the Russell Wilson jersey.
Yeah. Well, besides the point.
Let's ride.
My main concern right now, my main concern is 2 individuals on this O-line. You got Andrew Thomas with that bad foot, and he's a crucial part of the offense. I want to see how he does. Hopefully he shows up with a lot better scheme than he was last year, because he just kept getting hurt. And then we got another thing, Evan Neal. They're transitioning him to offensive line. I want to see how that goes.
What do you mean, guard, right?
I think it's a good move.
Yeah, an offensive line. Yeah, but I want to see, they see if he transitions right.
Yeah,
right. So that's my concern right now is the O line.
Well, if he can't play guard,
or I think he'll be really good.
Yeah,
I think he's moving from tackle to guard and stuff.
The thing I'll say about the Giants is the Giants. It seems like whenever they get momentum, they always move forward.
Yes,
that's what they've always been that way. Every time they give them some momentum, like when they won the Super Bowl, when they beat us in 2007, they got that momentum and they went on to win the Super Bowl. So don't want to let the Giants get any momentum, because if they get some momentum, they could be scary.
Loyal, what I think before we get into the questions and going at it, but my thing is, if I had one word to describe the Giants, it would be underachieving. I just feel like they've underachieved. They've had talent on defense. They've had a lot, arguably, the best interior defensive lineman. But he's top 3, right?
But they had Daniel Jones. I mean,
they had Daniel Jones.
That's the favorite
anything you say, that's going to be the counter.
They also had Saquon Barkley.
And they had Daniel Jones.
And Daniel Jones.
And the coaches that they know what the hell they're doing.
But they had Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm
And they
not
had
high
Jones.
on Thibodeau. I'm not high on Thibodeau. I know he can be explosive.
Thibodeau think we do good
He's
this year.
okay. Yeah, he needs that guy to lead, and I think they found that.
Yeah.
Maybe
and
that's
so
it.
he needs that. He needs that back.
He's a
that.
Robin.
He's
That-
that compliment. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that
Maybe he's a
defense, that
Robin.
defense right now, I ain't worried too much about. Right now, I want to see them go.
He better worry.
Pre-
And you know, it's
Preseason.
funny you
What's
say
coming
that,
after
Phil,
the
'cause that's the
meets?
same way I feel about Tyler Guyton. Is he's not the leader, but I think that, you know, if Brooks and, you know, BB and Smith,
You got enough leaders on that line to drag his ass.
he'll fall in line.
Yeah, my thing
I've been
is,
saying
No
that.
shit.
Or get Awesome Richards in there.
yeah, exactly. And I like Awesome Richards. So again, I'm higher on. Hey, don't forget about the old Scattaboo twist, Dustin Bosley said. What's up, Jay Smooth? I'm sorry if I don't get to the chat. It's kind of tough when we
Brian,
have these
Sam,
Zoom
you're
calls.
funny. I know you're going with that.
You know where? Yeah.
You're
Oh, God.
You're something, all right.
Oh my God.
Hey, Hallie, how are
It's an
you?
MMA
What's
fight.
up, D? How are you? All right, let's get into it. I mean, I always tell guys to bring some questions in. We'll start with Loyal Cowboy. Loyal Cowboy. Bring something. Ask a question to one of the guys regarding anything you want, man. I mean, let's go. Throw a stone and let's get it started, bro.
Throw a stone. Here we
Throw
go.
My question is to Rob.
Rob A.
So you guys have the best line on offense and defense. How is your secondary going to do? How do you think the secondary is going to do for you guys with them getting rid of Slay and whatnot?
CJ
Do you think
Johnson,
they'll take a step back? Do you think
slot-
they'll move forward?
Who was the slot guy, Rob? Who am I thinking of?
What is your
Cooper DeJean's our slot.
No, I'm talking about the guy who's not there now.
Oh, Monte Maddox.
Because let's be honest, I mean, with all
Avante
these
too, but the
NFC
other
East
guy, there
guys
was
getting
another
these
guy.
receivers, they're going to be pretty busy. I mean, Washington, they got, you know, Scary Terry potentially.
Well,
And then they got Debo. And then Dallas, we got, you
Tubby.
know, Pickens and Lamb. I mean, they're going to have their hands full.
So,
I mean,
hold
you
up.
got any
Before we
concerns
get-
with the secondary?
Before we let Rob talk, are you saying that you think that they may struggle because now they're solely relying on youth on the outside?
Well, I'm just saying
Well, is
that,
what
you
you're
know,
saying?
they're not stout like they are on their line. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Rob, go get him. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, Quinion, I think, is going to clearly take over as the number one corner. So he'll be covering the CDs, the Terry McLaurin's. In fact, he did last year. I don't recall who said it the other day, but someone on the chat, you know, mentioned about Quinion getting burned by one of your receivers who wasn't.
I think he's our third string guy now. Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, so no, man. I mean, I feel good. I think we're going to take a step back.
Jalen Tolbert.
I mean, we're going to have questions. Simply, we're going to have questions when it comes to Keeley, if Keeley's going to be the one that takes over, or if it's Adoree Jackson.
Who am I thinking of?
Let me
Who
jump.
was the guy who
Let me jump
left?
on that, Brian.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know. No, he's still thinking of the guy, the slot guy.
Not a slot, but he was a guy. He left via free agency. What's the other corner that you lost? I can't think of his name. But anyway, go ahead, Phil.
Rogers.
Isaiah
about
Rogers. Bang. That's
Isaiah
it.
Rogers.
Isaiah Rogers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, go
Yeah.
ahead, Phil.
Yeah. So, I mean, and actually,
Phil's
when
gonna
he
let you
left,
up.
we simply didn't think he was the guy either, because when I think he signed with, I think it was Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken. He only got like a $6 million contract. Talking about Rogers.
When you look,
so we didn't think he was the guy. We didn't think he was going to be the one to fill in. So we felt good about who was in the room. I mean, Vic Fangio feels good enough to think that.
Brooks with the super chat. Ty Robinson will be a beast. Thanks, Brooks.
I agree with that. Again, just make our D line even more stout. So I think we'll take a step back at first, as far as at corner. I don't think we're going to take a step back in the safety position, because if Sidney doesn't work out, I think Makuba will go in there.
Sidney
even
Rice,
as a
he's
rookie.
talking about everybody.
He'll have some growing pains, but I think Makuba will fit in nicely if Sidney Brown doesn't work out at safety. My concern is going to be more at the cornerback 2 position, to see if Keeley's really the kid that can go out there. I know he's a hard hitter. I just don't know if he could get those hips turned around quick enough to keep up with the 2. But I'm glad that he's our cornerback 2, and leave Quinion at cornerback 1 to take the top receiver out. So yeah, I think we could potentially take a step back. But if we do, I could see Howie making a move before trade deadline. That's what Howie does. I mean, he'll go in there and fix it to beef up the roster to even be better to go for another run.
When I look at the team, I think Loyal kind of points it out. With the line, with having those good of a line on the offense and the defense, it masks a lot of stuff. If things aren't working out, it's going to mask that stuff. Offenses. The truth is, you're going to have to try to attack quickly. That defensive line is going to be stacked. That linebackers are going to be well in that sense of not having to worry about bodies on him because the big defense is just getting, catching bodies to try to push them or block them or whatever. So I think the quick passes are going to be the big thing against the Eagles this year. And you're going to have to do it. If you try to sit there and develop plays and it's going to be long developing plays, I think it's going to be just bad. It's going to be great in the sense of that defense getting pressure and then, leading to interceptions and I think that's what helps them. But that next team that maybe signs them, I think that and I look at some of those teams, like for example the Raiders. I always think about oh man, I just lost the name right now. The Prince of Mukamura.
Oh yeah,
I think that's what it was. That defensive line was really stacked, and then he went ahead and got a big, huge contract, and then he just never played the same. It was just, I see a lot of those guys like that. Josh Norman, there's another guy that kind of really benefited from a defensive line that was really, really good. I think as long as you have a really good line, it can mask a lot.
I think it goes hand in hand. And this is just me, and then I want to get Chris Dooley in here. This is just me. You're saying why there's a chance for the other teams in the division. Listen, there's always a chance. Listen, this is NFL football.
You don't know who has your number. Yeah.
There's always a chance. It's not like the Eagles, it was still competitive pretty much every game up until the Super Bowl. Yeah, there's always a chance, especially when you go youth. And then, I always bring it up, but I don't like to bring it up, but if you have a couple injuries, it doesn't take many injuries, and then now you have to rely on those youth and against, like in certain games, that's how things get close again. But it's the right move to make, in my opinion, if you're an Eagle, to lessen the salary, go young. You just won the Super Bowl. You're not necessarily giving up on talent. You are giving up on experience, maybe leadership, skins on the wall. When you get into a tough spot in a game, who do you look to? Milton's not there. Josh Sweat not there. C.J. Gardner-Johnson's not going to save your bacon behind you. So, again, it's not negative. It's exciting, but it's also an opportunity for a team like the Commanders who, I get it. The Commanders gave up a lot of points to the Philadelphia Eagles. But Chris Dooley, I want to hear, I don't know what questions you have, and we'll get back to Loyal if he has any more, and then we'll get to Rob and Jesse. But, Chris, what do you say to Rob that you're ready to roll, and it's going to be a different story this time around as opposed to last year?
Well, the Eagles, I mean, they frankly didn't have to face two, real good receivers on the other team, two practically number one receivers. Now, I wouldn't really put Debo there as a number one, but he's more of a trick play type of guy. So that's really going to hold them back a good bit, having to face, better talent and us teams that can really open up the field where they don't have to double team just our number ones. That's going to really, test Ringo, test their safeties out, not having Gardner back there. I mean, it's going to put a lot of pressure on them.
Well, and let me get to the two super chats, and I'll circle back. I want to get Phil's opinion on this. But Bobby Babinski says Fangio wants to be the leader of the defense. And West Virginia says, hello, guys. West Virginia, I got to reach out to you. I got to remind myself. I'll text you in the morning, brother. But my thing with that statement, Chris, and we'll go to Rob, since we're talking. Listen, he's the hunted. The Eagles, just get used to it. You guys have the bullseye, and it's a rite of passage. It's a tip of the cap. The bullseye's on you. Okay, nobody's talking Dallas except Dallas, right? Giants are getting a little bit of buzz. Seems like the Commanders are getting a lot of negativity from the media and everybody else. We all think that they're going to take a step back, not necessarily because of the quarterback, just because. But he brings up a good point. And then, Phil, you could expound on it, and then we'll hear from Rob. But he brings up that now you're going to have to play, right, with a younger group, right? I'm not saying it was wrong, but you got to go Cooper DeJean, you got to go Kenyon Mitchell against two number ones for Dallas, whether it's a 1A, 1B, it doesn't really matter. A lot better offense on Dallas, a lot better outside threats on Washington with Terry McLaurin and Debo, even if he is in the second trimester. Now you have the Giants in year 2 of their stud wide receiver, and I know the Giants brought in some other guys. I mean, Phil, before Rob responds, that's a good point, right? The Eagles are not only younger, but they're going to have to be ready to roll. There's some firepower in this East now, isn't there?
Yeah, I would agree to a certain extent. And I don't like these questions because they're making me pro Eagle shit here, and I have to take a shower afterwards. It's kind of just disgusting. But when I look at this team, I mean, it's built. It's got some depth to it. You're bringing that next elevation. Those guys stepped up. So there is some body of work there that says it can be successful, whether it was here, whether it was in college. So I like the body of work. You can really base it off of. I know the speed changes and actual just game plan and stuff, but I think the number one thing to this defense is going to be the offense. Obviously, it's going to be can you slow down games? Can you drag it out? Can you not give the other team as many possessions because you are dragging it out? Do they have to keep up with your scoring because you do have a combination of yes, you got Barkley and stuff like that, but as much as people want to talk shit about AJ Brown and Smith, I think it's just funny because it's just like, well, you guys need two corners that can cover them too as well, and so I think they have enough weapons that as long as they stay healthy, it's going to be a problem for us as well too. And I think that's right there is going to be the best thing for their defense is you can score on us, but can you score on us every single time like our offense can almost do to you? And I think if we can get a game plan or somebody can get a blueprint of how to kick their ass, that's going to definitely help. And I think this division just being a division within one team sucks, the other team is really good, but the games are still close. That's what I think Brian is saying is that the level of competition. I think every single one of us, I think we all can agree. We can all start labeling people that has made our team better this off season. And I'm just excited. Again, I know it's so cliche, and I know it sounds like it's on the fence, but I'm excited about every team because we're getting better, and we're no longer a joke to the NFL. And as much as I hate that the Eagles won, the Super Bowl champions are from this division.
Again, I know. I don't think most Eagle fans wouldn't be happy with that. They'd rather have Tampa win another one. I'm not saying that we're all rooting for the Eagles to win another Super Bowl, but after it's over, kind of like how it was a few years ago when Eagles won their first, I had a lot of friends and people that were unbelievably happy. But after it's over, it's a tip of the nod to the East. That's all. Like we get another one. Now, getting back to Chris Dooley's question to you, Rob, or his statement that you got young corners now that you're going to have to rely upon. And now there's just more firepower. I mean, it just got harder. It just got harder on them particular. It's a good test, but what's your response to you got two number ones now or, a 1A and a 1B now with Debo. You got George Pickens in Dallas. The young kid and, the Giants is only going to get better, and they've added help. I don't know, man. I mean, what's the response to that? Is it a good test, or do you think it could be rocky at times?
We're battle tested already. I mean, because you keep mentioning that we're young. We are young, which is a good thing. But the thing is that there's not going to be a rookie in our defensive starting lineup that is going to be in that secondary, with the exception of maybe Makuba if Sidney Brown doesn't work out. When Sidney, before he tore his ACL, I mean, he had flashes of good play back in the safety position. I know he picked six Daniel Jones.
We've been there too. Terrence Steele. Everybody shits on him. He was great, but
ACLs. tore his ACL.
Right.
But we're young, but we're not inexperienced. I mean, Quinion played every game last year. Cooper started after he was hurt. Started in Game 5, and really that's when we started to turn it around. Is when he went into the slot position, taking over Avonte Maddox, because Maddox, let's face it, just kept getting burnt. Is when we kind of turned it around, and they played in big moments. I mean, I'm not saying that they're that we're gonna not skip the beat or anything, but they're not inexperienced. I mean,
yeah, but I think they're going up against, again, all Chris is saying is last year you faced CD, you could double and shade him, and there was really nobody else. Well, now you got
but last year we also faced T. Higgins and Chase, and we
but we're
handled
talking
them.
in the East where you got to play each team.
Well, I'm just talking about period. I mean, to me, we've had our secondary.
We're coming for your needs, man.
Quinion, has gone against Chase last year. He's gone against CD last year. Terry McLaurin, and even when we played Washington last year, we didn't double team McLaurin. Well, I mean, and Quinion got burnt on the touchdown in the game that they beat us. But I mean, that's
every corner is going to get burnt to his.
Yeah, he's a rookie. I mean, it's going to happen.
All we're saying is it's not going to get any easier. That's all.
It's not going to be easier.
That's all we're saying is that.
And I understand that. But
they got Debo now.
My rebuttal to that is simply this: is that our corners that are stepping in now. Ringo played in that game against Cincinnati. Slay got hurt during that game. Ringo played in that game, and so did Isaiah Rodgers. They both played in that game. In fact, I believe it was Ringo who tipped it over to CJG to intercept Burrow in that game. So we're used to. I mean, we could play against two number one receivers. Like I said, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I mean, those are two number one receivers, and we took care. And granted, Cincinnati doesn't have a great defense, but we took care of them quite easily in that game. So they're battle tested. I mean, they have experience. And be mindful, Vic is a zone playing. He runs a zone playing defense. So Ringo isn't going to have to go play man, which I would be more worried if we had to go play man. I don't think Ringo's a burner. I think he's more of a physical corner who's going to be out there against the number twos. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a test to go against your 1A and 1B receiver. It's going to be a test to go against Washington.
I'm just saying it's
1A
exciting.
and 1B.
It's exciting because the Giants have added more. The Washington added Debo, so now you got not just Slayton and a cast of, well, we don't know. Now it's Slayton and we all break his stones, but I think he's going to be fine. And Debo.
Who's that? Debo.
Yeah, I mean, Debo
Badass.
and then obviously you got wise load.
I'm more worried about Ringo going against Pickens than I am Ringo going against Debo, because
you should worry about Ringo with Mingo. Okay,
Mingo.
Mingo.
That's going to be the matchup.
Oh wait, just real quick, I got
the universe are going to collide.
ESPN, everybody likes lists. I just figured this is a good night to bring it out. ESPN, everybody's hammering about
who do they fire first.
Well, now this is their top 10 wide receiver list. ESPN top 10 wide receiver list. We'll talk about it. Number one, Phil, could you guess who number one is?
Who would be number one receiver in the NFL?
You tell me your number one, and I'll tell you who they pick. Now, this is not them. This is a bunch of scouts and executives from around the league, not ESPN. This is like a quarterback poll from the other day that the Eagles had. They had Hurts at 9, and Dak wasn't in the top 10, but they had Herbert ahead of Hurts. They had, it was just a ridiculous list.
I don't know, man. If I had to go right off the spot, I would probably say Justin Jefferson.
They had number one, Jamar Chase.
Okay, so that, I mean, I can understand where they would have that, but
number two, Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
Number 3 was surprising, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I think that he just resting on the laurels. I think that's just how you get voted into the Pro Bowl. Oh, I know that name.
Number 4, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, by the NFL executives and front office, have voted CD as the number 4th best wide receiver. What? Number 5, A.J. Brown. And last year, a CD's ranked was 4. He's still 4. He's been as high as 3. A.J. Brown was.
He's got to come back to that ball, man. Come back to that ball. He could be number 1.
Yeah, A.J. Brown was 6 last year. He's 5 this year. His highest rank in this list was 3. Number 6, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I really like that.
Yeah, he's a man. That
He's
dude
a
is
slot
just a
receiver from hell.
football player.
He's a slot receiver from hell.
Yeah, his dad work ethic is just really kind of dived into them.
Number 7 already. Jesse Malik Neighbors is number 7 on the ESPN.
That's pretty fair. That's
All right.
Number
I'll take
8.
that.
I don't know if I'm living under a rock, but number 8 is Nico Collins. What the?
I think he's just the beneficiary of the only person that he wants to throw to. I don't know. I
9 is
it.
Mike Evans, another guy who's like hit or miss. I like him, but
yeah, you throw it down the field, you get a 50-50 chance of whether he's going to catch it, whether he's wide open or not. Like
number 10, Garrett Wilson. Who I love Garrett Wilson. So he's done it with a bunch of crap quarterbacks. So Garrett Wilson should be higher.
But he definitely
on
proved that. Well, as of right now, I think to me he hasn't really proven that he's that number 1. When he had that chance, he kind of like faded off, you know. So I'd still like to see that.
Yeah. So
because I mean, to me, if you're not a number 1, then that means 32 other teams have a better guy than you, maybe. So
yeah. All right, Loyal, back to you, brother. Back to you. What do you got? Like, what's your next thing that you want to go? I mean, I don't know.
So my next question is for Chris. So Chris, you guys had a good year. I mean, you surprised a lot of people. You got to the NFC Championship, but I think the toughest game for y'all was against the Lions. I mean, the path. I mean, how do you prepare for a tougher schedule this year? Not saying us, but I'm just saying in general. How do you prepare for a tougher schedule?
Us.
No. Well, I mean, second year going in, I mean, I don't really see a sophomore slump with just the talent that we brought in. We got a lot better talent. I could see our line being a lot better. It is going to be a tougher schedule. The defense, the pass rush, that worries the hell out of me. But, you know, going forward, I think the schedule starts off pretty good. When it gets down to the middle towards the end, we're really going to have to be tested because that's when those teams really open up for us. We got, you know, Philly the last 2 or out of our last 3 games, we got Philly twice. So that might be for the division or it might not even be.
It might be for third. You never know.
But I like what we got in, or maybe third. It is possible, but I don't see it. I still think y'all actually a little behind right now.
Momo said y'all's winning the division.
What's up, Felix? How are you, brother?
Oh yeah, and he's gonna
got
get
like 2% accuracy level.
But no.
An MVP too. The quarterback getting an MVP.
Momo's a little hit or miss these days.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Yeah. So Phil, anything on that there?
No, I kind of zoned out there. Okay. Let's be real. No, I'm not messing.
What's up, Harold? How are you?
No, I like the team. I think you know, we can all pick holes in them. I think Dan Quinn is still kind of building his roster into there. You got some contracts there that I've kind of scratched my head at. I'm not a McLaurin fan or whatever the hell you want to call him. I'm not a fan. I think it's just a waste. I don't. When I see what the management is doing, I'm like, yeah, I do the same shit. I would try to be trading his ass. I wouldn't be I wouldn't be. You know, you look all sour faced in the locker room. I don't give a shit. It's just like
I'm laughing at Momo's comment.
Just to me, with
what is it?
When it comes to the offense, I think they got some really good running backs. I really like that running back group that's back there. So I think they're going to be great as long as they have their running quarterback and he can run at the right time. I think I pointed that out.
I think that's a bright spot.
It should be good.
I think that's the bright spot. I think that young kid is.
If he's in trouble, he can run. It's just
everything I'm hearing from everything that I hear from people. I was talking to Louis. This dude is just crazy. He wants to be the best, and his drive is incredible. His drive is absolute
peanut butter, man.
Like Jaden Daniels is just I love his attitude. Again, it sucks that he's with the Commanders. I'd said it before the draft. It's just he's a gamer. That's a guy I'm not going to root against. I just think the NFL is going to find a way to even it out this year. And now looking at, I think Harold said it. I think they could be just as good a team, if not better, but have a lesser record.
Yeah. So when I
like,
look at that team with Daniels, I mean, I don't wish anything bad upon him. I just hope they don't re-sign him. I hope they F up, but they don't re-sign him. So
I bet.
God
Wow.
damn. We got plenty of time to worry about that, Chris. Washington it won 12 games last year. This year 10. I could see something like that. Just because of the schedule, and that's for everybody.
Everybody.
Again, I think this is a daunting schedule unless a bunch of these
Tell
teams
me
that we
about
all
it.
have to play. I know, but you're playing the same schedule, Jesse. Some of these teams, you know how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't live up to the hype that they had from
True.
the years before. There's always at least one team who doesn't make the playoffs that made it last
Momo.
year. I don't know. I don't know who it is. That's what Dallas didn't make it, so you can't say Dallas. So who's
So
the other?
let's look at the teams that made it into the playoffs, right?
Yeah. So
Tampa Bay, Washington, the
Well,
Eagles.
that's the thing about that division, man. They all suck, so one of them is going to go.
The Lions.
Talking
I
about
don't
the
see
South?
the Lions taking a
Yes.
step back.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, like they can like squeak by.
I think their coach is too intense for them to take a step
Well, they're
back.
biting kneecaps.
I
Who's
mean,
that? Well, who you talking about?
who's
Campbell.
biting kneecaps?
Oh,
Dan Campbell.
Oh yeah.
It's cost some games just at being
Oh
aggressive.
yeah.
Yeah, and I get like a lot of flack, but being critical of Dan Campbell, ex-Cowboy. I mean, I like the guy. They love playing for him, but I just think sometimes you gotta, strap him down a little bit. But
Green Bay is going to give him a run. Green Bay and the Bears will give him a run.
see,
for
this
that.
is where this is where I thought last year. Now they suffered a crap ton of injuries, right? Now Frank Ragnow retires with Detroit, but they do have a stable of linemen there. It's not like they have nobody. They do have a stable of guys. So I kind of think going into last year, the Lions, that was their year, and then the Eagles said, "No, I don't think so. It's going to be our year." Eagles stayed relatively healthy and got hot. Lions went the opposite way and kind of choked their way out of it coming down the stretch, along with a lot of injuries. So much so, Chris, that the Commanders went in and dominated the game in Detroit. Did they not? Wasn't that it was fairly, like, it was like a double-digit win, was it not?
Yeah, we did, but I mean, it was bad coaching on the Lions, and I mean, they had a lot of injuries, but they were gutting us on the ground. I mean, he had almost 8 or 9 yards per carry. I mean, he was just destroying us. If they stuck to their game plan and stopped doing a bunch of, trick plays,
Yeah, we were doing a lot of trick plays there.
It really could have been a lot tighter game. I mean, a lot went our way because they didn't have anybody in their secondary. I mean, that's how we were able to get down the field with McLaurin and De'Ami Brown and others like that.
All right, let me grab the chat. You got Chris May, Dirty Sanchez, Debo have cellulite in his cellulite heavy. I don't know what that is. Our division will be top. Will be the crop of the NFL. Again, I don't know if it'll be the best. Dirty Sanchez also says,
well, teams are going to have to, I don't know, let's be real, man. I think when other teams, we're going to have a tough division, but let's be real. When other teams play us, that's going to have to be a threat. We have threats. Like we have people that can run the ball. I mean, it might not be the top of some of our teams, but it's definitely a threat. Just whether you got it better at the interior line. I mean, our wide receivers on every single one of our team is a threat. Our defenses have gotten, improved or definitely keep a certain standard about them. I would agree. I mean, we're going to be a threat towards everybody else. They're not just automatic wins when they check them and they look at the schedule.
Agreed. I'm looking forward to, obviously you want to go on a run, but I think it's neat knowing that each week there's going to be, some good NFC East games played. Yeah, I mean, that's fun. Yeah. What's up, Coyote? If we could get our Marshall Falk, we could cook. Coyote, that would be great. Speaking of that, I did hear where Detroit, what's his name? Gibbs was saying that they are already using him more in the passing game. Jeez, run Montgomery more with Gibbs. That could be scary.
Well, I mean, that's what I thought when he got drafted. That's exactly what they were going to do. Boom, Gibbs is their guy. Montgomery is their kind of their backup, and now they're just coming on board with it like it's a new idea or some shit.
Yeah.
So, welcome aboard, Detroit.
They got lucky with Montgomery. They didn't expect him to be what he was.
Boom.
And for him to go in there and compliment Gibbs like that, because they caught a lot of flack for drafting Gibbs as early as they did.
They did
because they drafted him like 12th overall, and people like, what the hell, like. What are they doing? And and he was well worth what they drafted him as far as where they drafted him, but they didn't expect Montgomery to leave Chicago and go over there to do what he did, and that's a potent duo right there.
I agree with you, Harold. He says nobody in the East is gonna win 15 games. Or no, he said NFC.
So Leo, I was talking about the whole NFC East, and you just made it seem like I was talking about one team.
Yeah, well,
like you gotta listen to the whole conversation, dude.
Wow, bang. Shots fired. It's when I start talking shit about somebody, I got one track mind. Bobby, Mozzie Cilio said Dallas should trade Micah. Again, Mozzie Cilio said you're going to win 7 games. So how'd that work out for you, Bobby? That was last year. Mozzie Cilio he's waiting for the fall, bro. So get ready. Keep watching him. That's a horse and pony show over there. But he does have a lot of connections. So I like it when he has his guests on. But as the sports takes, not so much. Not so much. Okay, let's move it along. Who's next? Chris Dooley, you got a question? Oh, wait, I got to get to Rob.
You're going to get to Jesse, did you?
Yeah, and Rob. All right.
Oh, yeah, we forgot about the New York Giants.
All right,
Jesse,
do you have a question?
As always.
Go ahead, Jesse. You have a question?
I got a question. Actually, I do have a question.
For who?
Dallas.
Yep.
Dallas. All right, Loyal. Get your answer.
Okay.
And then Rob,
I got a question. No, this is pretty simple. With that entourage of Vaughn, Lepke, Hunter, Blue, Maffa, Sanders, and Williams, who do you think has been the leading running back of that group? It's crowded.
Go ahead, Loyal. Good luck. Good luck.
I think to start the season, it's going to start with the running back we drafted that we got from Denver. I think because the experience level. But I could see if Blue shines, which I think he will, if he can control, his ball, not fumbling the ball. I mean, he has some breakaway speed. I mean, if you give him room and you give him, he can run. I think eventually he'll be our starter. But, I mean, sky's the limit. It's going to be running back by committee for sure.
Yeah, with that offensive line you should have some serious running power.
Yeah. I mean, if they block and if we can get past the linebackers, then I think we're gone.
Logan.
There's no one who can really stop us.
What's up, Tommy?
That's going to be the key is getting past the linebackers. I mean, get past the offensive line.
Wow.
And they get past the linebackers. They got some speed.
Von Miller to Washington per Adam Schefter.
Ooh.
What?
Von Miller to the Commandos.
Has been
Momo's got a heart on.
Brooks, only threat the Cowboys have is Pickens when he crashes out. There you go, Chris Dooley.
So I think that'd be a good backup for what they didn't get with Fowler. I think that'd be a good substitution.
Yeah, he's like, what, 36, something like that, 35?
Yeah, we just haven't been able to...
He'll play third downs. He'll be a third down.
He'll be a leadership. He'll play the leadership role in the locker room.
For sure. I want to see him get through his season without some kind of like off the field or like injury type of stuff. So the past couple of years has not been great for
What's
him.
up, D? How are you?
But definitely a good sign if they can get him.
Here's the deal, though. And we'll go to Chris Dooley. We'll go to the belly of the beast here. We'll go to the commando. What will a guy like Von Miller bring? I think I agree with Rob, but in your opinion, what do you think? Chris Dooley, what do you think about Von Miller?
Twiz, you're funny, bro.
No, I mean, I think, you're definitely going to get the leadership. I mean, the guy was pretty much a Super Bowl MVP. I mean, hell, that was probably 10 years ago, though. But, during his time, he was one of the best at rushing the passer. If we can get 6 or 7 sacks out of him, and he can, play like the third down. That'd be a great rotation to have out there. They had him, the guy for the Lions last year. I know we were talking to him.
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah.
I can't remember his name. He used to play for the Packers. And what's his name? The guy who was just with the Ravens, who's been with every team.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yes.
They're definitely. I mean, Clowney. Yeah, they were talking to Clowney. It's definitely our weakness is our pass rush. I mean, there's no doubt about that. They aim more for stopping the run this year, but getting him that helps a little bit. But
I thought Eagles would be a good fit just because.
Well, Momo chimed in. He said he doesn't like the pickup.
Momo will be offered a contract next week.
Momo's gonna come in here. He's like, we're only trying to sell jerseys, and that's the reason why. It's a conspiracy.
Oh, Jesus. This man cannot ever be satisfied. My God.
Yeah, Twiz the Jigga says Momo will be offered a contract next. So Momo, get ready, brother. I think you can play the one tech. Jesse Monez, Debo got Customer of the Year from Popeyes.
That's true, Swoop. Yeah, they still got Wagner. He's really good too.
Again,
Luvu and Wagner are really good.
Yeah, I like Luvu.
Oh yeah.
I don't love him. I mean, I think he was very good last year, but I think he's a good player. I think I don't think he was a great player, but he was a good player. I mean, I like him.
Jordan McGee.
Yeah, Jordan McGee.
I want you all to remember Jordan McGee.
Jordan McGee. Game time. Sorry about that. No, Leo, I'm going to open it up shortly, brother, for everybody. Don't just stay patient. I will open it up, and that's what I meant by bringing you on the 4-panel going forward. Just a little early teaser. Next week, it's going to be a heated show. Ultra is going away on vacation, so Ultra won't be able to do it. But I'm going to bring Drew in here. Everybody loves Drew. So Drew will represent the Eagles. I'm going to bring Momo back if he's available. There's going to be a mystery guest for the Giants next week, and the Cowboys. We're going to work on that. I need
we're going to prop up a doll into some other room and put the Giants thing on.
It might be Mark Holmes, but stay tuned on that. And then I got to work on my Dallas guy. I need somebody with some fire next week, so we'll see. But
and not Wade.
Yeah, not Eagle Wade. It will not.
He turns
be
real
Eagle
quickly.
Wade.
He turns real quickly. It's just like.
It depends on what mood Wade's in.
You ask him a question, the right question, and that shit. You bring up that question, and I swear that'll.
Now you get Wade fired up as you start saying Dallas sucks. Then Wade gets mad.
Exactly. You gotta know how to work
Breaking news,
it.
Bobby says Washington signed Zeke Elliott. No, they didn't.
Yeah,
they didn't.
He retired.
To our running back
He
coach.
did?
Yeah, he retired.
You sure he retired?
Yeah, that's what they said. They've been saying he announced his retirement.
Every time I think of Zeke Elliott, I think of Mark Holmes. Me and Phil watching Mark obliterate Zeke in front of his dad, and Mark Mark had no idea that it was Zeke Elliott's dad. He's like, he stinks. They brought him back, and Zeke's dad's just looking at him. Was like looking at that throat. It was funny.
Man, I would have kicked his teeth in and talked to my son like that.
But he was right, though. Come on now.
That's a
Chop in the throat.
You don't talk bad about somebody's son.
I know, but he didn't know. Actually, I don't think it was that bad, but he was definitely, I'm like, dude, you have to learn the room. I had so many people pissed. He's, how come you're not on that panel? I'm like,
Nah, what you need to
it's
do,
all
Game,
who
is
you know, brother. You know how that
you
goes.
need to get the ladies. You need to get the ladies in here and have them debate.
It's not who you know. Oh, wait.
We got Holly. Linda, she's not. I don't know if she'd come on here.
I need to get. I know Dee had talked about it. Hallie has been on. Linda, we need to get Linda for the Eagles. Elena Walker for the Eagles. The ladies.
And then you got
let's get Aisha Morrison over here for Cowboys.
Aisha can do the Giants.
Need to. And
I haven't seen her lately.
She's a Giants fan. She could be represented.
Yeah,
I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, she's. I'm sure she's working. I'm sure. I know
we miss you. If you're watching the replay, we miss you. Come back.
Yeah, Aisha, come on in. Mark is good dude, but he can't debate. Swoop. Twiz says, Jay, you need to change out the batteries to your pager, sir. Jay Smooth, I guess he's talking about.
Wow.
Harold
Oh,
says, I
God.
mean,
Oh, my
Vaughn
God,
can help
Ultra.
on third down. Not a
I want
bad
to see a
pickup.
heavyweight debate. I want to see Ultra. I want to
Rhonda
see
Lovely
Drew.
Sparks. Get Rhonda in here.
Get Pizzle to jump. Get Pizzle to sign on here.
Oh, man, that should just be nothing but
My
loudness.
man. My man.
No one would get a word in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, that's
all
what I
over each
want. I
other.
want
Or Bad
some-
Dog Sports. He could
Get
get
him
on
in
to
there.
have
there.
a good
Bad
mix.
Get him in there.
I wanted to get Ultra in next week, but he won't be around. I wanted Ultra,
I got to take my
Drew,
blood pressure medicine. So
an unnamed guest, and then
Oh, wait, man, I don't have
Momo. That was my dream. So, just to get people. We need to get Lou Branch back. Lou, you need to be in a Zoom call, brother.
Logan, I agree with you. I want Drew and Mark to go at it.
There you go. Eagle Wade has spoken.
I want to see that.
They might get some boxing gloves for that.
Stay tuned,
Walker
everybody.
Wade. Oh, here we go.
Be like a WWE like
Eagle Wade has spoken.
Nah, they'll be in diapers sumo wrestling.
Eagle Wade, Dak meat off the bone at the end of the line.
it'd be WWE then. They'd be like
He just falls right off the bone.
Oh yeah.
Like good
I
Texas
wouldn't
barbecue.
do that close to Wade because he may eat your ass. If there's meat
lot
falling
lizards,
off
yeah.
the bone.
Pause.
Pause. That's a pause.
have a ladder match with some Golden Corral up there.
There was a
cannot
guy at
win
my
it.
work He was like, "Hey man, listen to this radio show." And they were talking about, I don't know if you've heard of this term,
Brooks.
lot lizards. And I was like laughing. I was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of the term."
Brooks, I was talking to Philly
Plenty of
500.
times.
We will definitely be doing a show before the season. You can book it. We do it every year. I'm going to include Phil this year, so it'll be on this show. We'll bring him on.
I'm moving up
Wednesdays.
in the world.
Brooks, yeah, it's going to be. I'm going to do.
Top of the world.
I haven't decided whether Mark's going to be involved. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, exactly.
It
Mark's
may
gonna
be
shit.
something now. It'll be.
Wow.
Drop something. It'll be the normal panel. It'll be Pizzle. It'll be Philly 500. It'll be I don't know who would represent. Maybe probably Louis T. He get him back. And then it'll be probably Mark Holmes. He's the Godfather. Who am I hearing here?
I'm gonna make him an
I
offer
had to
they
mute
can't
him.
refuse.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so stay tuned on that. That'll definitely happen. I just don't want to. To me, that's a post. That's right before the season, and then we go at it. That's what's going to happen. But
yeah, Darren. Apparently, so they're supposedly going to sign. He hasn't signed yet, but apparently they went on a date and they
where
really
there's
like each
smoke, there's
other,
water.
and they're going to go on another date. It's going to be really nice.
All right, let's get to Rob A. Rob, do you have any questions, brother, for the panel before? I'm probably going to let everybody in about 10 minutes. So everybody stay patient.
Waiting to
10
get
minutes,
in.
and you guys can get in. Let's spice it up a little. Rob, come on.
Speak
Throw
now or
something at
forever
us.
hold your
Come on.
peace, because of Momo.
Hey, Loyal, so I got a question for you, my man. So, you
Yep.
know, with Micah's contract coming up and everything, I
Shit.
keep hearing as far as, unless Dallas has a lead, that the pass rush isn't going to, matter.
Settle down just a little bit.
And with that being said, what are your thoughts of Micah, potentially being the highest paid defensive player in the league? And do you think it's worth signing him, or do you think it's worth trading him?
I don't have the patience.
I think it's going to happen. I mean, because that's what Jerry Jones does. I mean, he signs, he likes to do this, but I believe he'll get signed. And our defense is going to, especially at the defensive end, a lot of people are forgetting about the other side of the defensive end. Everybody's focused on Micah Parsons, but I mean, Sam Williams, he's still waiting to get back out there. Easy, the guy we just drafted. We got Solomon. He looked jacked. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see if maybe these coaches took some of these defensive ends and maybe tried to move them around a little bit. But
do you like the move? Do you like the move? Are you good with them signing Micah to potentially being the highest paid defensive player?
Yeah, I like Micah. I mean, I just like him to show up every game. But I think he's he's hungry. I like him.
Finish him.
So yeah, when I look at Mike, I think he's whether we like it or not, he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid from somewhere.
Sure. Yeah,
I think I'm not surprised in the next man up. But then whether he was crappier and good, at least he's leaning more towards the I got talent portion. I think if any NFL person, you have weaknesses. People can attack you. I think that's what the NFL is all about: finding your weaknesses and attacking them. And especially if you do not have a complementary defense that's around you, and you're having to do a little bit more than what you should. It's easy to be shown that, oh, he disappears. Well, just because he doesn't have that supporting group. And I really think that when I look at this line, I just, again, I'm still a little disappointed in the run stopping defensive tackle. I love our pass rushing defensive tackles and keeping space, but I'm still worried about that. Not, I like the bodies that we brought into camp, but none of them has screamed yet. I don't, as much as I love Jay, he didn't do as much at
Did you just call him a
UCLA, or they
deuce?
didn't ask for him as much at UCLA. So I still worry about some of that, but I think I'm still excited about seeing Solomon in this defensive line. I'm still seeing Peyton Turner see if he can bring something out
He
of some
said
of these
stay
young
away from
guys,
Micah. So just
stay away from our Micah. But when I look at Micah, he's the
up,
defense
Marcus?
now. I mean, D-Log he's out of here talking to stuff. There's going to be that whole thing when they battle. I think
He's
it's going to be very
tired, Phil.
interesting.
He's resting right now.
Yeah,
He's tired.
It's been a long off season.
He's tired.
It's
Tired
at
legs.
0, right? Oh man, I saw that number on him, and I'm like, you gotta be
when you
kidding
look
me.
at
0.
the facts again,
Man, that's like
everybody
even
likes
look
to
right.
hammer Micah, and that's fine. And it all comes down to winning in the postseason. When you do that, all this shit goes away. The actual numbers, the raw data, he's a beast to
He's a
stop.
real beast, but
He's a beast to stop. Even
He's a-
against
I
the
mean-
run, no Rob, his numbers are very good, but we don't see it because we see him. Oh my God! Because
yeah,
we watch
if you have
the
like 50,
broadcast.
60,
But he is actually good against the run. But again, when you're on a line that had been really not really ready to roll, they don't have the. I mean, again, we overvalued it last year, and this year, this is why training camp is so important. But to get to your question, Micah, we talked about it, Rob. Yeah, would I like to get him cheaper? You damn right. I want all the guys cheaper. But we're still sitting here after we signed Micah with close to $48 million after we signed him in cap money. It really is just a number. Whether we I understand where you're going with it. I know Randy McIntyre brought it up. Dallas wastes a lot of money in contracts by not addressing them early. And we're all, listen, we would be fools not to, kind of like I want to say the list that's out there that all of a sudden there's nobody on the list. It's obvious. Everybody knows there's a list, right? But I mean, also everybody knows that Dallas doesn't do contracts early. So it is what it is. We're used to it. I don't think it's going to have any effect on them not being able to sign anybody. It's going to come
be
at a
Tyler
cost.
Smith and all them. So
Well,
it's
I guess my point where I'm going at with it is that I see that you guys are top heavy. And I think that this is just going to be another contract that'll continue to make you to be top heavy. You haven't addressed the concern of stopping the run. Even though you have money, there's just no players out there that you could sign that is going to be impactful to stop the run. So again, you're top heavy, you're paying big contracts. And if you get the same results, then what is the point?
Well, like
of
you
signing
guys,
them?
like you guys are relying this year on some young guys. We are also relying on some young guys.
Well, when I look at our team, I mean, I think our problem before was that we would dump all this big money into undrafted free agents. So, undrafted guys that would come in and all of a sudden play, and they were like, "Oh, we got to keep that talent." At least we're keeping a number one talent that everybody has to game plan against, whether they can do it or not. And then some teams have shown that. And again, I will push the talent around him, but. At least it's a guy that has the stats. At least you're not wasting it on a dude like I could name some of those guys
Linval
that we hoped for,
and
Bruce Irving, any of those kind of guys.
yeah.
But at least he has a record. At least there's something there, and we're not wasting on a guy that has had a history of injuries or any of that stuff. So
yeah.
Okay, so the blueprint against Dallas is you
run the ball
against them. Right, and
until they do it,
I mean, and if you don't get the lead, again, if you don't get that lead, then what good is your pass rush? Because
Right.
all teams are going to do.
And that's exactly that's been the past team. That's correct. You have that from the past team. It's a different coaching staff. It's a different,
And
a
they
lot of the same
are-
roster. And so I think that's
And we talked about it, Phil, the other day. You weren't on. We talked about the philosophy with Dan Quinn has always been. Now, Mike Zimmer was here and gone before we knew it. It was 1 year, but Dan
Couldn't
Quinn,
get you,
it was we're going to stop the run on the way to going after the pass.
Yep.
Now we're stopping the run. That has been the mantra. Whether they do or not, only time will tell. Okay.
And we've got to wait and see what Mozzie Smith does. Eberflus think is high on him.
Yes,
so
that's a big thing. And
we all say he
Loyal,
sucks,
it's
but
hard
maybe
to flex
Eberflus are like, okay.
It's hard to flex that point though because he's been so bad. But for whatever reason, he's very high. And Wade Cotton brought in some of his guys. Again, I think people are going to be surprised. What does that mean? Well, it's not going to be a number one defense, so we're not going to be that good. But I mean, even if we can get up into the middle of the league, but the mantra is, I'll be curious to see what their mantra is going into camp. They always make a camp shirt slogan, Carpe Omnia, all this jazz. I'll be curious, but everybody's saying, Eberflus is walking around saying, we're stopping the run. And everywhere he's been, he's done it. So now, again, when you say stop the run and then you play a team like the Eagles, that's a different animal. In a long schedule of 17 games, stopping the run, that doesn't mean we're going to keep the Eagles from running. But if you like, you know what I mean, Phil? Like if you go to your
I agree
schedule,
with that. That's a big. That's a great point.
I mean, that doesn't mean we're stopping the birds from running. That's going to be a tough chore. I think
for any team, I think
they're going to get it. But
all the other teams studied them.
But I mean, I think
They
that's the
studied them
mantra.
last year, dude, and it couldn't stop them.
Yeah. So anything before we let everybody in, any more questions?
Before we release the Krakens.
Yeah. Listen, any other questions? And I will set some ground rules before we open up the Zoom call tonight.
I will mute your ass.
Well, no, this is what I want to do. When we start talking about something, I will call on
play
you.
clock?
I will
you
call
play
on
clock.
you. I will call on you. I'll say, all right, I'm pretty good at I'm not going to leave people hanging. So do not talk over each other. But anyway, let's get into the final questions. Rob, do you have anything else? Followed by
I just have a follow-up question, just to kind of go back to that Micah thing, is that what if Tennessee's GM reached out and said, I'll give you Simmons and 2 number ones for Micah? Would you take it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sold. No, I don't know.
That would be hard to say no.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I just think with the trade value of this NFL, it feels like that shit wouldn't happen anymore.
But you know that ain't gonna happen, Rob.
Yeah.
Well, I think you could actually get Simmons for Micah. I don't know if it'll be 2 number ones, but I could see a number one in Simmons
I
for
think
Micah.
it would have to be though.
I could see that. I could see one number one or a 2 and a 3, and
I would
and Simmons
say
for Micah. I
one.
could see that. That's realistic.
Simmons and something else. It would have to be something.
Yeah.
Maybe a 1 or 2.
But I just can't see Jerry giving up ones.
No. Jerry's not getting ones. He's getting.
No, he's getting ones.
I'm giving ones. That's what I mean. No, I can't see.
No,
him do
getting
that.
ones.
No, he's getting.
Oh,
them.
getting. I'm sorry.
Mike, you can shit on Mike all you want. He's got a
Micah.
value, but just know the value has gone down because now you have to pay the player. That's part of the equation. Once you have to pay money, right, Phil? The value of the actual picks go down. So not that this is the case because he's young. He's not going anywhere. So I hear what you're saying.
No. I mean, if something like that, 2 number ones with the player like that,
I think you have a better
it's hard to
chance.
say no.
Yeah.
It would be a very hard.
Rob,
to say
I think you have a better chance of Dallas signing Micah, and then maybe 2 years down the road, if he's still just his same player, still elite, still leading up near the top in sacks,
then
and then maybe
and a team feels like they're one piece away.
Maybe then.
Ultra says that I have Micah Fish. Actually, I would love for you guys to resign him.
Yeah,
give him 45. I mean,
well, he's
please
getting
do.
45.
We'll just again, Saquon, have at it, buddy. Get your
Snip
200.
this one. You snipped this video of when he's terrorizing Jalen.
Yeah, I can see.
Resign him. Boom. Resign him. Boom. No, but listen, it's going to be fun. again, I would love for them to. I'm sure they're going to do it. I'll be curious to see that list. Yeah, the pass rushing list in the NFL, because I guarantee you, Michael will be in the top 3. Micah for Terry McLaurin and some picks I can't see.
No.
Yeah, okay, Bobby Babinski.
Yeah,
29-year-old.
That'll be done. We got Lamb and
Put
Pitt.
down the Cavassier.
I'm not trading you, our worst player, for
No, he's just being
that
funny.
headache.
Come on, Bobby's a bus driver. Come on, you got.
No, speaking of Terry, do you guys hear his comments last night?
What he
was
say?
not happy with Washington. He was not happy with Washington.
What's his problem?
Yeah, he hasn't got paid
I'm
yet.
telling you, I heard that. I heard that it was on Sports Channel. I was like, whoa.
All right, I'm going
things
to
are-
release the Kraken. No long-winded.
Momo, release the Momo.
Listen.
Yeah, before they get in here, I just wanted to say real quick, all your teams suck and Cowboys rule, okay?
No long-winded. In, out. I will call on people if it starts to get ridiculous. All right? So I'm going to let everybody in. So nobody.
Go on mute mode.
So Hallie Pierce, Momo, Joe DeMasi.
Welcome.
Time Von Miller to the Commanders is confirmed.
Oh,
okay, there it is.
Yeah, it's a good move. I think it's a good move on their part.
Very good.
Who else is still out there? I mean, once training camp goes, I think that's when the next wave of cuts and everything and possible good free agents,
Yeah. Hopefully he's got a little bit left in the tank.
Okay. I'm biting my tongue. I love this.
Here you go, Momo.
Gnawing his gums.
Okay.
What's your rank going to be this time?
Okay, this is a bad move. Since 2022.
Oh, Von Miller. Okay, the Von Miller.
Von Miller.
At least you stayed on topic.
Since 2022, he tore his ACL. Then the following year, he didn't play well because he still came back, but he's on that. Then last year, he had no sacks, played 13 games. He was insignificant, and he's 36-year-old, injury-prone player. And then I'm supposed to get excited over him. He's a glorified veteran head coach.
But
in the
Momo,
locker
as bad as your defensive line sucks.
One at a time. You can't start talking over each other. So
go ahead,
Rob was first, and then whoever was
as
next.
bad as your defensive line sucks, dude. I would welcome Von Miller there, dude. I mean, seriously.
Sucks.
I mean, any.
Rob.
I mean, you had some good players there. You had some good defensive linemen these last couple of years. You lost some good players, so I would welcome a Von Miller move. I mean, it's just a 1-year deal. Anyway.
Twiz says Von's still beating up chicks. All right, so who was trying to get in?
Chris was. Chris.
Okay,
Yeah.
Chris.
Those in the comments.
I said Chris.
Y'all can kiss my.
Come on, bro. I said Chris.
So, Momo, tell me on our team who's better than Von Miller? Who's going to play?
Because it's okay. I would love to say this.
Yeah, well, he's talking
because
to you, so you may speak.
When Von Miller comes in, he's not going to be better than anybody else because of his injuries. He has a history of injuries, so he's not going to be a starter. He's not going to start. Yeah, that's the key. I don't know why we think this man going to start.
I think he can start.
You have to pass
Hold up. Momo, it's a piece to the puzzle. It's a pass rushing specialist. When you get in passing situations, it's great to have a Hall of Famer like Von Miller. Nobody's saying he's gonna be a third down specialist. That's it. He's gonna get paid hardly anything. There's nothing to be upset about, Momo.
I'm not upset about it. I'm just saying he's not going to.
We know
if
that.
you say he's a third down defensive end and he's rushing the passer, I'm okay with that.
Let's fast forward, Momo. Let's fast forward.
Hearing over social media platforms saying that Von Miller's going to take Washington to the Super Bowl.
No.
That's crazy.
No, what I'm saying is in a playoff game where you have a team third and long and you have Von Miller coming off on one end, that's good for you. Knowing that the run threat, that's all we're talking. It's little pieces like that may get you over beating a team like Detroit, where you have Von Miller. That's all.
I'm glad you said that. Nothing.
Well, you talking about depth. He's giving them depth.
Yeah, that's all. Exactly.
Okay, I just want to say one thing. I think, Chris, you said earlier that it was, I get a couple people said that the Detroit game against Washington was a close game. No, it was a blowout. It was not a blowout. Washington was barely winning that game. In the fourth quarter, it was 31-28. It was the Detroit that did the last trick play that caused them that game.
Yeah, and how much did we win by?
They won. They
A
won
win's
by
a win.
14.
Yeah.
A win's a win.
A win.
I'm just saying.
And
let me
Momo,
get-
they'll probably just sell him, keep him for 1 year and see how he
Yeah,
does.
that's all it's going to be, Hallie. Let me
Yeah,
get
that's
to the
all.
super chat. If Von Miller would
Momo,
pretend, let me get to
DPY,
the super
DPY.
chat. If Von Miller would pretend that the quarterback is one of his ladies, he would turn into an elite pass rusher again. Dirty Sanchez. Twiz DeJiga says Von is now a part of the Smackahoe tribe. Smackahoe. All right, there we go.
Slap a hole.
All right,
Man,
now-
your super chats are really good.
you like it?
They're always
Dude.
pretty good.
Yeah, and I have to read them. Why, Phil?
Dude, hey man, that's a YouTube guideline.
The
They really
YouTube
definitely
guidelines.
they definitely amplify it when
If
they.
you want to be heard, just give us a super chat, and I gotta read it. Within reason. I may have to beat myself. So beat. Beep. Sorry.
Yeah, beep. That's definitely a sound clip right there.
Yeah.
Game time
Sometimes,
and everybody. I want to say hello to everybody and stuff later. I know I've been a little chatty in the chat, and everybody think I'm hating.
Nah.
Hating on the NFL. I love football. Like
The
I
Play
said.
Haters Club.
Can I lock you in for next week, Momo?
Hate.
No, I'm not the hater. What I have said,
He don't listen.
Here's the thing with people who love football and love the NFL. They don't want a voice that challenge the NFL. They want their training camp. They want their whoever they want. They want these preseason bad football games. So they okay with it. So when I say something different and I tell the truth about how bad this league is and how bad they treat these players, how bad they treat these fans, and they don't care, I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, you might disappear here in a couple months. You gotta watch
Get
it.
him, Randy. Get him, Randy.
Hey, all I'm going to say is I'm tired of all this goddamn talking. I want football to come on.
This is
Bring
what
me
we
freaking
do,
preseason.
Randy.
I don't
You made my
care.
nipples hard.
Hold on. Randy, this is what we do. This is my job. We have to talk. Even when there's nothing to talk about.
Shut your mouth, game time. I'm ready.
Shut up,
for
Randy.
football.
Come on. No,
I don't blame him, man. I want some football.
Y'all aren't ready to do all this talking that we're doing. All we do
Randy,
is talk
this
every
is-
day about, well, we hope this, we hope that, we pray this, we pray that. God dang it, bring on football. I don't give a shit.
Randy.
Yeah.
Randy, it's called.
He's gonna be here in a
Hold
couple
on.
months. Like, I wish he was still preseason.
Yeah, we can't talk over each other, guys. So
Sorry.
one at a time. Randy, it's called foreplay.
Yes.
My friend. It's foreplay. Sometimes you need a little foreplay.
You can call it
can't-
whatever you want. I need it, boy. And I
I'm too
need
old
it
for
right
it.
now.
You're
The NFL has brainwashed and made people believe that the training camp
I love weed.
and the
There we go.
preseason games mean something. The game,
But at least
when
we're
the
going to be able to. But Momo, at least we're going to be able to talk about players that are doing well in practice,
Oh, I got the
instead of
compensation.
talking about what we hope and what we don't see.
they
And we
don't
get to
really
that's
study
practice
all.
anymore.
what
Brandon.
I
our
don't care to
offense
see
and defense
preseason
looks like.
football.
Hold up. I got the compensation on the Debo. It
Oh
looks
boy.
like
On the Von Miller.
I mean, Von Miller. Looks like
Oh,
it's a 6-pack of Coors Light and 2 bags of peanuts. So, it's not a bad deal, Momo.
Like the vending machine. Like, you gotta stock my
Von
vending
Miller
machine.
is of the Ike Turner bastard child. Makes sense. Prove me wrong. Dirty Sanchez. Dirty Sanchez is on fire.
It was a
Hey,
sign
Sir
on. It was a sign
Robertson,
on
how are
bonuses of Slim Jims. It was a sign on bonuses of Slim Jims.
Lifetime supply. Snap it to it. Slim Jim. Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Did y'all see
Careful,
Brock
be
Lesnar's
careful.
daughter got married?
Oh,
to
my God. Yeah.
a player
Very,
from the
very
49ers?
Yeah, I heard of
similar.
it.
Very similar there, you know? Woo.
I was
It's
like,
like,
what the hell?
All right. So what do we got next?
That'd
What
be
do
a
we
scary
have?
dad right there.
she like
when's the Hall of
F5
Fame
him onto
game?
the bed.
That's right.
Don't worry about it, Momo. You're just gonna show up and pick a guy out in front. No Hall of Fame game. No.
Hall of Fame.
Hey, I
game.
do have a question for Chris.
July
Chris,
31st.
Should be at the end of this
Do
month,
y'all-
right?
July
Do y'all
31st.
wish y'all would have brought back Fowler now,
Yeah,
considering what's going on?
absolutely. I wish we did. I don't know why the contract got messed up between them, but
He didn't
we
make
definitely
nothing
could
with
have used
Dallas.
them. Absolutely.
I
There
agree.
there was definitely some kind of offense there because you saw it on his Twitter page
Fowler
before
wanted
the
to
whole
go
thing
back.
ever happened. All of a sudden, he felt disrespected. He goes, I've stepped up, I've shown numbers, and I get disrespected. And I was like, oh, I wonder what he's talking about there. And then the whole thing happened where he signed with Dallas. I was like, oh, so obviously it was a contract dispute, and he didn't like the way that it was going.
Yep.
I agree with Chris. We should have kept him. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. It has
Probably
to
the
be
reason why you got your linebacker, because now you have 3
him
linebackers
finish,
that can
Chris.
actually do what they're doing, and Dan Quinn is a guy that likes to play a nickel defense with smaller defensive tackles that get
Yes, sir.
leverage in between the centers and guards.
Yeah, he
Wagner
does.
and
You see
Miller,
that
that
a
could be a
lot.
All right,
scary
you guys can't start
combination
talking
right
over
there,
each
though.
other. You guys should start chiming
Exactly.
in. You guys have to wait a second, please. Finish your thought, and then Chris, then Loyal. Go ahead,
Sorry.
Momo. Go ahead.
No, I said that's absolutely right because let me just say something real quick. I'm gonna be very short and brief. I really felt like the Cowboys should have kept him, the head coach of the Washington football team, because I felt like he would. I was threatened by him being the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys because I felt like he
he's
would have
your
won y'all
coach.
Super Bowl. I'm serious about
Yeah.
this.
I hear you. I mean, that ship has sailed, so I don't. At this point, it's no sense of harping on it. He's a commander now. I would have rather have had him over the last year of McCarthy. Chris May, go ahead, brother.
Oh, I'm good. I was just saying, that's what Dan Quinn does.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
it makes sense that he would go out and get a linebacker. I mean, what safeties you guys got? It's not like he's going to be using safeties, but I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Loyal?
But that helps your depth there, and it also helps for his scheme. So
I don't know, man. Like when I looked at the
Phil?
move, I think the pieces were already there for your defensive tackles. Now you just had to build around it. I mean, you had some great 2 defensive tackles there, and Jonathan Allen and Dwayne Payne there, and so like don't mess with it, man. It's like getting into a new house, and you're like, hey, I wonder if there's floor under this carpet, and then you're like, you just rip it all up. He was like, you didn't even check a little corner or something like that. So I think he ruined something there. I don't know if he'll ever get it back, and I think
Uncle Charles, what's up, brother?
And so I'm interested to see how that defense goes forward. Is it going to be another replica where they do great on sacks, but when it comes to running game, it's going to be a problem. So I'm just interested to see where it all goes.
Loyal Cowboy.
I was just saying that Von Miller and Bobby Wagner, that's going to be a dangerous linebacker for right there.
Yeah, I
like
mean, I don't
7
know
years
how
ago.
anybody could not like it.
Sorry.
A Dan Quinn system.
So he means 17 years ago.
Yeah,
I
that'll
mean-
help. That'll help though.
I mean, Leo, just the outside looking in, he's not going to come in and play a lot of snaps. He's going to be a third down guy, pass rush guy. I mean, how is that?
Yeah, that's all you need though. That's all you need from him.
Yeah.
Again, when the question is, I've been saying this, and this is for everybody, and I think it applies to the Dallas Cowboys more so, is all about quality depth. Like, we lost a lot of starters on our defense, right? And we got a lot of youngins coming in. But these are guys who've been in this system. First of all, our entire defense is going to be in the same system for the first time since Jim Schwartz was our defensive coordinator.
We got a super chat.
Then-
Dirty Sanchez.
And then we got a lot of guys
Von
who
Miller
are-
smacks the ladies around to keep his hands tough in the offseason. Dirty Sanchez.
Damn, dirty. But we also have a bunch of guys who have actually been on the team, who are still in their rookie contracts, but who have been on the team for more than 2 years and less than 5. So that right there lends itself to, that whole next man up mentality thing. I'm excited, like what Rob was saying earlier with Keely and with Eli. These are guys who, were waiting to step in and get those chances because they've actually had some live fire exercise playing in games last year.
Joe DeMasi,
Jesse.
you alive, brother? Are you alive?
And they're familiar with our system. I mean,
Yes, sir. What's up?
under it last
All
year.
right,
That's
man,
my point. Yup, Rob. Yup.
I want to spread it around. I don't want to, So, Joe, anything to add, brother? Hey, how you doing tonight? Are you good?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. The
I think the question for the Commanders is definitely their defense. I don't know. This division, I think whoever comes out of it, guys, is going to be battle tested. I think whoever comes out of it is going to be good in the playoffs. And I think there at least is 2 playoff teams in this division, maybe even 3.
I think the schedule and the toughness of the schedule. There's going to be attrition. I hope it's not the Cowboys again this year. There will be attrition. One of these teams won't be what we think because of injury and whatever else. That's the reality. Just like I want to bring up something. Anybody who hasn't gotten a word in that wants ready to speak, just okay. Jesse, go ahead, brother. Thank you.
Just like I said, Momo, you got 2 grumpy old men on Geritol for defense. Let the young bucks show you how to play.
Well, Momo will tell you the Giants have had your number. So I'm looking forward to that week 1. I'm actually, and I'll just say this to the group and anybody can expound on it. I'm actually excited that we get to play like we get to play Thursday and then sit back. Hopefully it's after a win, but even if not, there's some good week 1 football games.
For sure.
So I'm looking forward to be able to get that out of the way and enjoy the weekend of football. Hallie Pierce, how you doing?
Game time, you talking about us having a mini bye, right?
Yeah, right.
I have a
Just watching
question
the
for.
games. Yeah, go ahead, Hallie.
Okay. Concerning the Garrett Wilson signing that the Jets did, because I was reading an article how it could affect a lot of the teams and it could affect us with the extending Pickens next year. So how much do you think that's going to impact the Cowboys' decision on him being extended, or are we just going for the draft pick? And also the other teams, like with Scary Terry and JT Watkins and all of them, how it would impact them.
Phil, you want to get on that?
Yeah, when I look at Micah's contract, everybody's constant Twitter. Oh, when are they going to be signed? Well, guess what? Do not expect anything until TJ Watt gets signed. Like that. That's almost a guarantee. That's just unfortunately how they work, and it's going to be very close to that point. When it comes to these guys like Pickens and stuff, I think Dallas getting him already knew there was a number there, 28 million. Where your automatic number where you're going to be either we're in or we're out. And I just can't see Dallas being totally in on that move and just more probably waiting for the compensation that comes in after that. So even if he does have a great year, that'd be awesome. But you can't sign everybody, and that's just is more of a luxury than it is a future piece. I would love for it to be a future piece, but if you're doing that, you're sacrificing something. What does that mean? Does that mean Bland doesn't get signed? You can't have one without the other. So I definitely see it going that way, but I just can't see them not have planned that from the beginning.
So are you thinking TJ or Henderson's going to get signed first?
I think TJ would. I feel sorry for Henderson just because, to me, he's a beast. He's a game-changing type of defensive end, and they're just treating him like he's nothing. And then you got Stewart or whatever playing his games over there, so that's just helping him. If anything, I think it's just a disgrace, really. Honestly, that Bengals aren't doing something there. They probably don't see it, and I think any team that gets him, they definitely get a cornerstone for their defense.
So do you think Micah is just definitely okay with holding out until he sees that TJ getting paid or something?
Oh, I think that's probably their thought process. I think maybe that's why they've already talked numbers and they're just waiting for that deal to get done. And if it's more than what they've already talked about, then we'll increase it. That kind of thing. It's just unfortunate. I think it's the same thing that kind of like CeeDee Lamb. They already have that number and they were just waiting for the time, or even that Dak contract where they're waiting at the last day to do it. It's just, come on, man. It's always a game with them.
But I thought with Micah, he said he didn't have to be the highest paid.
Yeah, that's what he said, and then
that was in January before Max Crosby and Myles Garrett got their contracts.
Well, yeah, he can say all he wants, but it's the agent when it comes down to it, and he's just that agent has not been one of those guys that I'll take a hometown discount. He's just not one of those guys.
Yeah, didn't think so. We talked about this yesterday.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think he's absolutely right.
I have a question.
I just
go
want
ahead,
to.
Mama.
I just want to say this about contracts, and I think every player should get their money. But with NFL, what they really do, they do these ridiculous contract. Oh, he got 5 years or 3 years for 240 and 120 guarantee. It's so they make us believe these contracts is big, but the contract you get what you get with the guaranteed money because a lot of times the contract thumbs down and then you get less money over the years or you get more money over the years. So I don't know what Michael going to get. Michael should be the highest paid. Every player should get his worth.
I agree, Momo.
Good, Leo.
Uh,
No,
Which
then
is
Joe. I was
which is
gonna
a
say.
detriment to the team, but okay.
Let me read the super chat real quick. Von Miller retirement job as a bouncer as Chippendale, so he could stay in practice. Listen,
Did I miss something with Von Miller? Did I miss something? Did he sign with someone?
Yeah,
he signed
Yeah, he signed with the Commanders.
I have a question for the Eagles fans.
Now, if he was with the Eagles, he'd be Howie Vision, right?
No,
but because it's with the Commanders, he stinks.
Don't want no parts of that. No parts.
I have a question for the Eagles fans. Is that if I go a little off topic, is that cool?
Cool.
There is no topic. Let's go.
Okay, for sure. I don't. So I don't think Saquon is likely to rush for 2,000 yards again. Do you guys think Jalen Hurts can really step it up with throwing the ball more? Because I think he's going to have to throw it more this season.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course.
When he had to, he did. I mean,
He's done it in the past.
Yeah.
That I would say, yeah, Rob, I 1,000% agree. The point is that Jalen has already proven to you on a number of occasions that he is capable of throwing the ball, and doing it at a high level. The thing about it is that throwing the ball 30 and 40 times is not the recipe for success for this team.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that he's not a good quarterback or anything like that. It's just that that does not work for us.
Yeah.
And so, but I don't want that, the fact that it doesn't, I don't want the fact that he doesn't throw it that much to take away from the fact that he's still an elite quarterback. And
I'm not
if we
saying
were
he's
to
not.
take a look at, the guys who this past week have been ranked higher than them, outside of Patrick Mahomes, throwing it 30 and 40 times a game, how has that worked? It hasn't. Then when you think about the fact that, and I've been harping on this, is that when you look at the guys like Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, these are all quarterbacks who have played in the same system at least 2 years in a row, whereas our quarterback has had to have a different system every year. Now, when you take into account the fact that this man has had a different system every year since he's been in the league, then look at the return on investment or the success rate. He's taking the team to the playoffs almost every year, except for the 1 year he came in for Carson. And then he's won 2 NFC championships games, been to 2 Super Bowls, won one of them, and outplayed Patrick Mahomes twice in the Super Bowl, and he outplayed him once in the regular season.
Exactly.
So,
30
Go ahead,
Sanchez.
Drew.
I got a super chat real quick. Von Miller's going to have a sex change so he can get into women's boxing. 30 Sanchez. Women's boxing.
Let me address this real quick, and I think we need to put this to bed, and I think the Eagles fans will, agree with me. It's a misnomer to think that we need Saquon to rush for 2,000 yards to get back to the Super Bowl. That's ridiculous. That's icing on the cake. That's the cherry on the top. I'd be happy if Saquon rushed for 1,500 to 1,600 yards. If he rushed 1,500 yards, I'm happy with that. I don't need now. Could he, behind the best offensive line in football, rush for another 2,000 yards? I wouldn't want to see it, but could it happen? It possibly could.
I think
But we
for
don't
your
see
narrative that you should want a Jalen to get better stats because unfortunately,
that's my only thing.
My only thing is if I'm an Eagle fan, I want to win with Jalen throwing the ball more just to shut some people up. But that would be my way.
I just don't know if he's.
Nah, I want to win.
I know you want to win, but
I want to duplicate the way he played last year if that means we win a Super Bowl.
that's
And
fine.
thank you, Rob. That's exactly
You're
what I'm
telling
saying.
me you would rather
And if
have
we win a
that
Super
over.
Bowl, I don't care.
All I'm saying, I know
People
you
can
don't
talk all they
care.
want, but the facts are the facts. If
No,
we're
but
a
what I'm
two-time
saying
Super
is,
Bowl
if you
champ,
win it with
I'll
him
take it.
being more involved, okay, and he's more, then he would get more recognition for my quarterback like Aikman. And I'm only saying it because Aikman still gets shit, okay, because he didn't put up all the stats when that wasn't what was required, okay. What was required was turning around, handing the ball, play action, throwing the ball to Michael Irvin, throwing the ball to Jay Novacek. That's what was required. That's what was required.
I don't think he gives a shit. I don't think Troy Aikman gives a shit that people still talk.
He don't. I'm saying for the fans. The fans, just turn on a local radio station. It's every day. It's nothing but yelling and screaming about Jalen's being disrespected. So much so that I did a video on it yesterday. I turned it on and they're like shitting
but
all
honestly,
over.
I don't think Jalen gives a shit either. Just like how
I'm
Troy
just
does.
saying it's not about that. I'm saying for the fans, every once in a while, it's nice to be able to have your guy have their cake and eat it. But get your point across, and then we'll.
I don't think the fan base cares. That's the radio station. That's WIP.
Well, that's
coming with
that's
the
in
narrative
market.
to sell for people to
That's
listen.
what they're talking about in market.
Well, that's what they're talking about because I listen to them every day.
Yeah.
But I don't think the fans buy into that foolishness. At the end of the day, if Jalen duplicates what he did last year until he retires and he gets me 3 or 4 Super Bowls, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what WIP. I'm a champion, so he could duplicate that. I'm cool with it. He don't have to throw because we see
What's
it.
up, Ron? Ron Oliver's in the house.
What your quarterback does.
What's up, Ron? How are you, brother?
Well, I mean,
my only thing was I just think that they're going to have to throw it more, and I just don't know. I just don't know if 1,600, 1,800 yards from Saquon is going to take you guys all the way there.
Well, wait a minute. What did it do? What were their numbers the year we went to the Super Bowl and lost?
Brooks said
See, it's not like we've never done. It's not like we.
I gotta read super chats, brother. Eagles want.
It's not like we never did it without Saquon.
Let me read the super chat again. We're getting over where we're talking over each other. You got to look at the chat. Eagles want to win. Stats are nice, not needed. Brooks.
Absolutely, facts, big facts. What did Jalen say? Keep the main thing, and that is wins. And to be quite honest with you, they make jokes about it, but I believe it's true. I don't think Jalen Hurts has been the same guy since he lost that Super Bowl. Even though they won the Super Bowl, when you look at him and when you listen to him, he ain't been right since. That when he said
he didn't want to come out the game.
No, I'm talking about the Super Bowl that we lost. I don't think he's still over that game.
Leo, he actually remember he actually put the damn thing on his cell phone with the confetti coming down.
And Jesse, the interesting thing about that too as well is the fact that we only found out about that because someone was sitting behind him. It's not like he advertised that or anything like that. And whenever little things like that come out, all we got was just a glimpse into how this dude is thinking.
What's up,
Casey? And remember, Jesse, he was upset that someone put that out there.
That's
okay.
why I gave him
and yeah, because he was like, I don't want. He was like, he was like, I wish that had never gotten out. Someone was sitting behind him and screenshotted him putting his phone down. But when you get those look, because he doesn't say anything.
Marcus Blackman's in the house. Marcus Blackman said he.
What up, Marcus?
He said he fumbled him away in the first Super Bowl.
Hey, you got me some respect.
Let's share the wealth a little bit here. We got a lot of people in here. What's up, Aisha? How are you? You okay?
I want to say this one thing to all you folks here. I'm a little older, so I can say this. The one thing that every quarterback wants is what he got last year, and that's a ring. I don't give a darn whether he threw 5 touchdowns, 50 touchdowns. He won the championship. Let's let it go. The man's a champion.
Amen.
You just have to accept it and move on.
Well, they
whether you like it or not.
Locally,
and Randy, would you agree that when you look at Jalen Hurts post Super Bowl, the first Super Bowl that he went to, to now, it's not the same. I think he hates
No, he's
losing
not the same.
more than he likes winning.
Leo, he didn't have to be the same. Y'all got a great running
Get a
game.
better
I mean,
team.
the best friend of a
Get in there,
quarterback
Phil.
is a
Get
great
in
running game, and the other best friend of a quarterback is a great defensive line. You got
No, I'm
both.
talking about emotionally. I'm saying emotionally, Randy. I'm saying
Yeah, I think
emotionally.
he's
I
a
don't think
different
he's
person altogether. I think he's a
and
silent assassin. I've said it
Mhm.
all along. I respect somebody that can go to the Super Bowl and win no matter what. I don't care what quarterback it is. You haven't had the greatest quarterbacks win Super Bowls,
all the way
but
up,
they're
Bobby.
champions and they have
Yeah.
that one ring that not every player gets every year. And until you get one, ask Dan Marino that because he knows he was a great quarterback, but he never had a great defense.
To your point,
So
Randy,
that's
the Burrow, Lamar,
yes.
Josh Allen, they're all ranked above him, but they're not. They can't. He did what they couldn't do, and that's beat Mahomes.
I
Herbert
don't care
too,
what a player
and
is
Jaden.
ranked. I don't care what
One
a
at a
player is
time,
ranked.
guys.
Until you're number
Please.
one, you're number one. Period.
Facts.
All
You're
right,
absolutely
who
right,
we got
Randy.
next?
And there goes Saquon.
Who we got next? Who's not? Phil, anything you want to expound upon that?
Nah, man. I'm gonna back off just in the sense that they did win a championship. I think Leo's correct in the sense of some of what hurts motivation. I mean, it should be your motivation. If you lose a Super Bowl, you should want to get it back there. You shouldn't let's just be real. You shouldn't Kevin Durant it. You should want to come back and kick that team's ass, not join them or do any of that stuff.
Phil, I would just, and this goes to I Love Weeds comment. I did a video on it the other day. Brad Johnson, former Cowboys GOAT with a ring in Tampa. Again, the ring alone. Let me finish. Like the ring alone doesn't make you anything. It's there's been a lot of guys who've won Super Bowls that aren't great. That's why I brought up the statistics. Now, as far as of course, you guys just want to get Super Bowls, but you hope that he can get there again and win it, and for his.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Anything I'm going to say is not. It can't. Don't jump on. You guys are fans. You just enjoy your thing.
Dude.
But that team got better. Let's be real. The running game got a lot better. The line got better. It's just things around got better. He didn't need to be the main piece, and he doesn't have to be the main piece. But when you talk about him as a quarterback, you're never going to say anything to me that's going to make me think that he's an all-pro quarterback. I mean, yes, once he wins championships, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Let's be real. That's just the truth about football. But when I look back there, if I had a fantasy draft and I was drafting the NFL and it was all put out, he wouldn't be the quarterback that I would go for. And there'd
Why
probably
wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he be when he
because
has
I'd be
18?
picking other people. I'd pick
but
other
what I'm saying
teams.
though, let me finish.
But you'd be wrong.
I would take him over any other quarterback for the fact that rushing touchdowns still count.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
rushing touchdowns still count.
I'm with you, Rob.
Yeah,
well, I look at it on
Phil won our fantasy
I love
league,
fantasy football, and I'm sure now I'm taking Jalen.
I look at that differently.
Stop cutting off.
I look at it at scheme and what your coaching style would be.
See, that's what I'm saying. No matter
if I'm choosing like a player of how I'm going to build my franchise.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like when I give my opinion on that, it's automatically wrong, and that's why I was like, I want to give you your respect in the sense that he's been a part of great teams. Let's be across. If you look at his career, he's been a part of great teams, and I said it last year. I don't really see a team being able to. You can say it. I think the only thing that stops Barkley from getting close to 2,000 yards is Barkley. In his injury history. That's the only thing to me. You can game plan all you want, but you still got to execute it. So I think with that, you don't have to be this all-star pro quarterback, and you just have to get it. An amazing AJ Brown that can get open. You just got to get it there. You got the Smith that does get open as well when they're double team. You got a Dallas Goedert that can get open as well. So it's just as long as you get it there in those spots, it's not usually tight ass coverage. And I think that's what makes him a good quarterback is the team around him. And I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like Dak, where Dak needs more of a team around him to win. So I'll give you that. But I just don't look at him and go, oh man, he got the step back. He reads defenses. He does all that stuff. And I think the stats prove it. But the number one stat is obviously winning championships. So that's why, I got to give you that.
But let me ask you this though, talent wise, you know what I'm saying? Again, if you're talking about stats and everything, what about Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, all these other guys that you would much rather put above Jalen Hurts, what makes you think about them that if they were under the same circumstances that Jalen, that they would get to produce the same results? Meaning having 5 different offensive coordinators in 5 years.
It's the same reason
because
why
they could if you couldn't get it done.
In and out.
All those.
Go ahead, answer your question.
Real quick. Just
Not
answer the
you,
question.
him.
All those guys that you're naming are all top of the draft where they had to go to the worst team. So
no, I said that's no. I said under the same circumstances, meaning having 5 different offensive coordinators in 5 years.
Well,
what about
you
them
can
tells you
say all the background, all the stuff, but that's a great offense. That's a great line. That's a great tight end. That's a great wide receiver core. That's a great team. That's
so you're forced to have to you may have to reevaluate what you would consider to be a good quarterback because the guys that you're thinking of is not doing it when they've gotten the same circumstances.
Not as a previous quarterback myself do I reevaluate what I think of quarterbacks.
Yeah, exactly. You played the position.
It's a false narrative.
Here's the deal, though. When it comes to these lists, again, Hurts was behind. Just drink it in. Jalen Hurts was rated behind Justin Herbert. I
don't agree on that.
NFL executives.
Hasn't
These are
proven
NFL
shit.
executives. This isn't ESPN. This isn't Cowboys fans. So, don't get caught up in what people are saying. I was just saying if you want to shut that narrative up, then maybe add in sprinkle in a few more 300-yard passing games.
But does that make But then do we win? If we everything that you would like to see us do takes us away from the winning formula.
I'm just saying for the fans who are constantly have.
You're even saying that.
Yeah, can I jump in?
No, let me finish my thought first.
After you're done.
Excuse me?
Yes, after you're done. When you're done.
Now, all I was saying was, it's every day here. Okay, it's every day. Now I understand you. You look back and we don't care, but at the end, he's being slighted every day. Just turn on any radio station, not just WIP. The fans are not happy. The fans agree with you guys. I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I'm just playing devil's advocate and saying, well, if the season goes away where Saquon misses a few games, he runs for 1,400 yards, and Jalen has to take more of the onus in his arm, and he has a bigger passing year, and they win a Super Bowl, wouldn't that be a good thing? That's
the formula's there. I think the formula's there to have it. Yeah.
If they win a Super Bowl, nobody's saying if he has great stats and doesn't win a Super Bowl, well, that's Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott.
Right. Amen to that one.
So I'm saying if it goes a certain way, I think it could be a good thing for Jalen. Anyway, go ahead. Now you guys can get in. I'm out. I'm done.
No, I think a good thing would be for Jalen to do whatever the formula will be for this team to win. Is whatever the formula will be for them to get the win, that's what it's going to be. So if it means that Jalen only has to throw the ball 10 times,
I know.
As long as we win, fine. But as a fan,
left and right.
Speaking to the devil's advocate aspect of it all, keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah,
that's all I ask.
Yeah, I would say for me it's a false narrative because I listen to WIP. It's the guys on the radio host that are looking for titles. They're looking for something to talk about. Mm-hmm. Most of the people that call aren't really clamoring about him throwing the football a lot. So that's the radio. That's the Joe the cameras. That's those guys that that are talking that stuff. The fan base is not really on that about him being like a 4,000, 5,000 yard, 40 touchdown pass.
But
guy. Yeah. The fan base is not saying that because.
But they would want it and be happy and embrace it and say, "See, I told you."
I don't think so. I don't think so because
if you win a Super Bowl, why would you have a problem with it?
Because we're proving to win a Super Bowl not doing that.
I know, but if you can do it, then that would
make him. If that's the formula.
That's not the formula. We have a formula as to what Jalen is
saying. I think it'd be great for Jalen. I
don't think so because here
I think it'd be great for him. Sure, it would be. Why wouldn't you want him to have the accolades? Is this what you wanted to see? Just because you don't don't mean you can't. Twiz the jigger.
No, but here's
remember that.
and I will let somebody else talk. Here's the difference between Jalen Hurts and the rest of the quarterbacks and these GMs who are stupid. That's why they don't have championships. Jalen, when he was running off the field from the Super Bowl, one of the guys told him, "You're a Super Bowl MVP." You know what his response was? "I'm a Super Bowl champ."
Super Bowl champ.
Rob A, just like Hurts did as
so that's
Robbie,
the mentality.
Like
that's the mentality. I don't care if you throw for 4,000 yards. You can throw for 8 300-yard games in a row. And if don't win or get to the Super Bowl, it don't mean anything.
Yeah,
so
but getting back to the list, though, that's why do you think that these NFL executives and front office people, have these guys who have never won anything?
Right.
Because they would lose their jobs. Game time, they all passed on Jalen. 30, including Howie, 32 teams passed on Jalen in the first round. Remember, Jalen came out with Joe and with.
The one wasn't because of Jalen, because
I think they're fascinated with stats over wins.
But Leo,
I think they want the prototypical quarterback, and that's why he was ranked as low as he was, is because he's not the thrower of the football like Burrow is, like Mahomes, like Josh Allen.
But that's Leo, when you picked him up, I remember when you guys picked him up, I heard fans going crazy. Why? Because you had Wentz there. So he wasn't how can I say, a person that they really wanted at the time. You know what I mean?
Well, wait a minute, Jesse, though, but that's not that is the case. But also you gotta remember, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. We won a Super Bowl with a backup. And we just lost Nick Foles. He went to Chicago. So for me, when we picked up Jalen Hurts, in my mind, I was thinking, great, we'll have quality backup play, because we learned that lesson when we won our first Super Bowl. I didn't know that he was going to turn into this. I'm glad he did, but at the end of the day.
That caused a major controversy between him and Wentz.
But why we got back, Jesse, is because how high we drafted him. We knew we needed a good quality backup, but since we drafted him in the second round is why the fans were so upset about it.
Yeah.
We knew we needed a good quality backup because Wentz couldn't stay healthy. Clowney knocked him out of that game in the playoffs that previous year. And we knew we needed a good quality backup, but since we took him in the second round, is why the fans were bitching, saying, "Why did you take a quarterback so high?"
Let me get to Coyote's question here.
Somebody say finish up.
Excuse me.
Go ahead. No.
At game time, Brian, ask him if having a record of 12 turnovers in a playoff run and a running back that ran 150 yards per games in the playoffs didn't bust drive Jalen into a Super Bowl. Coyote.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. I'm sorry, game time.
Goes,
what was the question again?
It was for everybody. It wasn't just for you. Ask him if having a record 12 turnovers in a playoff run and having a running back average 150 yards in the playoffs on the ground, he was a bus driver, Jalen, into the Super Bowl. Jalen, basically, he's saying he drove the bus.
Right.
He drove the bus.
Yeah, but
did he drive the bus in the Super Bowl?
Well, not in the Super Bowl, but to get there. The hard part is getting there.
In that Washington game, he had some pretty good stats too.
Me.
Yep.
He threw the ball damn good in that Washington game and in the Super Bowl. I mean,
hey, if it gets us a Super Bowl
against a good Kansas City Chiefs defense, they shut down Saquon, and he did what he was supposed to do. Pick your poison. You stopped the run, and we threw it all over the field.
Exactly.
And to be quite honest with you, and you know what, Rob, to be quite honest with you, if that field didn't look like it did, we'd be having a completely different conversation because it'd be two Super Bowls.
Here we go.
So,
there was a big conspiracy. The wet field.
I'm just saying, like that. That was a defense that was on the that was threatening to break their sack record.
Here comes the Godfather.
I'm just saying.
When the stats go your way, let's not go with the stats right now. Let's go with the win. Like I get it. I totally back and forth. But can we go to another subject? Like, golly, it's like we can go back and forth.
I want to get into this a top 10 quarterback rankings.
Oh my God, you're going right back into it. Okay.
No, I'm just saying. This is the this is ESPN wrote an article about, and this is execs. They got Mahomes 1. Okay, well, Dak's not on this list, so we don't have to worry about it. Mahomes, he sucks. Mahomes 1. Josh Allen 2. I wanted to get to Chris Dooley. That's why I'm doing this. Josh Allen number 2.
What a joke.
Joe Burrow number 3. I love Joe Burrow. I'm sorry, I love Joe Burrow.
Macaulay Culkin.
I love him. I think he's ridiculous. He got to a Super Bowl.
Oh, he got some swag. I mean,
he got
can't
to
wear
a
pants
Super
like
Bowl
that without
getting
it.
his ass beat
And he
with a
got bumps,
horrible
too.
offensive line. Didn't win it, but man, he carried. Lamar Jackson. Okay, Lamar Jackson. Just look up his playoff record. I want to say it's 3-5. I want to say.
He's a good football player.
Okay, but again, if it's
not a great clutch guy,
you know. Jaden Daniels number 5. Chris Dooley. Jaden Daniels. Number 6, Matthew Stafford. Again.
Oh yeah, he's still playing.
I'm not a big. He's had highs and lows, but
I
man,
would say maybe.
And he's still a Super Bowl champion too.
Again, but that's
the reason. That's what's dragging him
you're
to
a Super
there.
Bowl
That's what's
champion
dragging.
doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you should be taken high. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been a while back.
Number 7, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, number 7. Jared Goff. This is. I mean, I know he's played well, but come on.
Detroit loves that guy.
Come on. And then Jalen Hurts at 9. And then Baker Mayfield, which is another joke.
Fucking God.
I mean, that's horrible. And this is NFL executives. Then you wonder why. Then you wonder why. And I'll open it up to you guys. And you guys just make sure you don't talk over each other. I don't care who goes. But then I wanted to start out with Chris Dooley. But then you wonder why it's the same teams winning the Super Bowls. Because this is an NFL executive list. What are they looking at? Chris Dooley first. Who do you like out of that top 10? Obviously, you like Jaden Daniels. But if you couldn't have Jaden Daniels, who would out of that top 10? And then just one at a time, just give me your opinion on that list and why. Do you agree with me that that's the reason why it's the same teams that are winning, because they can't get out of their own way. They're stuck in their prototypical. Well, he's got to be 6'3", 6'4". He's got to be well in the pocket. He's got to have a good arm. He's got to have some mobility. Anyway, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
I mean, I think the future's bright with Daniels. Putting him at 5, I could see maybe around.
But who
9
else on the list
10.
who you love on there?
I mean, you got the normal guys. I mean, Burrow.
I like
Lamar.
Burrow over Allen. I'm sorry. I think John.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Well,
I had
a lot of those guys, they deserve their spot, but I wouldn't put Daniels ahead of Hurts, honestly. I mean,
Herbert. How about Baker Mayfield at 10? Give me a break.
I would put Stroud in there for being back-to-back play.
Yeah,
Agreed.
What he
I agree
did.
with you there.
I would put him, either 9, Daniels
I'd take
10.
him over
but-
Baker.
Yeah,
In
definitely.
game time,
Yes.
can we talk about what Fox just did?
Well,
Firing people?
yeah. Well, we can, but we're gonna talk about this first. But I can't stay on too long. But maybe the next show we'll talk about Fox firing everybody. But I'm not excited about anybody losing their job. I won't do a video on it, so it's not. But anyway, let's go down. Anybody else?
That's
have
why you're
anything?
a good man, Game Time. That's why you
Well,
are a good man.
I can't stand Shady McCoy, but I don't wish him ill will. And
He'll be
lose his
somewhere else.
job.
Let's
Yeah,
be
he's
real. He'll
already
be
got.
somewhere else.
Yeah,
It's
he's
kinda-
already. Anyway,
It'll be somewhere else.
in no particular order, just one at a time. Just comment like on that list, like just the top 10. Who should be on it? Who shouldn't be on it? Just go ahead.
Well, if you look at, I'll say this: Jaden Daniels doesn't have enough body of a work to be the number 5, if you ask me.
I agree with
based
that.
off of what
I
it,
agree.
I agree.
Especially when you look at all the other quarterbacks that's in there too. The second thing is, again, and I keep harping on this, but look at everybody's playoff record. Look at everybody's playoff statistics. I would even beg to say, look at all the quarterbacks yards after catch percentage. What is that like compared to the passing numbers? Because when you take those into account,
Yeah, Lamar is 3 and 5, by the way. Lamar is 3 and 5, just a tick above Dak at 2 and 5.
Right, and
it's a joke.
Yeah, so
it's a joke.
Yeah, and so like when we're talking about quality QB play, it feels to me like it outside of Patrick Mahomes and Matthew Stafford, it's more rooted in regular season stats. But if you take a look at everybody's playoff stats, then the numbers become different, especially when you look at QB rate, QBR, when you look at yards after catch percentage, when you look at the number of throws that everyone wants to see and everything like that, everybody's numbers go down when the playoffs start.
Anybody else got to get in here? I don't want to have too long of a.
Yeah, that's it. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
I don't like that list. I mean, it's terrible. The bottom half of it makes no sense at all to me. I mean, I don't know what they're valuing. But honestly, I would have Jalen ranked higher. I would have.
Yeah, I would definitely have Jalen ranked higher, but like over some of the guys who
I wouldn't have Baker in there. I mean, he was a question. He was a question until he got to Tampa Bay, so I wouldn't have him in there.
Jared
Goff, I wouldn't have Goff in there. Yeah,
maybe Goff around 10. Maybe drop him a
couple. Yeah.
Justin Herbert, stop it with Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Now, if we're talking about building a team for the future, then okay, fine.
Yeah.
You don't see the Jacksonville quarterback in here. Matt Stafford, I like Matt Stafford, but Matt Stafford is good because he's got a great coach and a bunch of weapons, an unbelievable defense. That defense is what really catapulted them last year.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't.
They drafted so well last year.
Yeah,
they did.
Daniels, I don't have a problem being in the top 10. Lamar Jackson.
I mean, even getting Puka. God damn, that was such a hit.
Yeah. What? Yeah, like the sixth round. Yeah. That was crazy.
But
they drafted well.
I'm gonna do a quick drawing. I'm gonna do 2 drawings, and then I want to go probably another 10 minutes, and I got to get out of here. So just to let everybody know. But I do want to do a quick drawing. I'm spinning the wheel. I'm going to give something away, and then I'm going to give away a card. I'll probably give away a signed Dallas card, and then we'll get back to the show. You guys could talk, and then I'll somebody go ahead and talk about the list.
What do you guys? Go ahead, Jesse.
So I'll just say one thing, guys. First of all, what's that guy doing there in the first place? And second, at 10, and if Joe Burrow, I'll tell you right now, if he had that O-line, similar to like the Eagles O-line, he'd be having a trophy right now.
Dirty Sanchez, you're the winner, brother. Dirty Sanchez.
I agree with you, Jesse.
Dirty Sanchez.
Hey, Jesse, I would agree with you to a certain caveat. The quarterbacks on the list that cannot scramble would not have won that Super Bowl. They would have lost that Super Bowl. Josh Allen, possibly. Who else? Of course, Mahomes.
Well, here, I could bring the list up. I don't know if you could see it, but there's the list.
Because
Mahomes,
here's the interesting caveat.
Josh Allen.
You go ahead.
It's Mahomes, Allen, Burrow. I think Burrow would have won. Burrow,
you know why he wouldn't have won?
He's already beaten Mahomes, so that's the thing. He's already owned.
Exactly.
But I'm talking about that Super Bowl in general, because what we fail to realize too, or don't never mention, that Jalen Hurts rushed for 70 yards in that Super Bowl.
That's
not only did he throw the ball, he rushed for 70 yards. Joe Burrow wouldn't have been able to do that.
Did you see? Did you see? Like people took it negative, but I actually did a video where I was just playing off of the radio BS but if you're building a team, and I said this a couple of years ago, if you're building a team, you need, in this day and age, at least for now, you need a mobile quarterback who could, I mean, there's no defender. Nobody plays a spy. I think the worst thing you can do is have a spy on a quarterback, unless you're a team who doesn't have a lot of weapons, and then you could probably do it. It compromises you. So he's going up against linebackers, so that's big time for a
quick
team
linebackers
like
too.
Drew, I think the only one who would have won the Super Bowl out of the top 4, clearly Mahomes, put him aside, but I think Josh Allen would have won it. I don't Burrow maybe, but again, he's not mobile. And Lamar, I think he just doesn't have the clutch gene. I don't think Lamar would have won it.
I agree, bro. And they don't have that gene that Jalen does have, that clutch gene. He just doesn't have it. And the
You
thing
don't think Burrow does? You don't think Burrow has that clutch gene?
Burrow's already got.
He's got that clutch gene.
Yeah, I think he does.
I think he does too. He hasn't done it yet as far as win, but he's gotten to a Super Bowl. Just watch that.
I like Burrow, but I don't know.
I would just.
I don't know. He has to show it.
But he's already went to a Super Bowl with a horrible offensive line. He took a
horrible defense too.
When Jalen went to the Super Bowl, you guys said it wasn't good enough. Remember?
Well, no, it wasn't good enough to win, but it was still a good quarterback to get there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was
Nobody's
good.
saying Jalen's not good, but just because we don't.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we have to hold everybody to the same standard.
I mean, he had a big
before
play
he won
in the
it,
game.
we were saying Jalen made it to a Super Bowl, and everybody was like, "Oh, well, it's not good enough. You got to win." So now it's okay.
Well, you do have to win. That's why Joe Burrow's not high.
That's why I said he has to win to prove.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. But like we're saying, who would you like to have? He's already made it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think Burrow, LeBron, that team like in Cleveland, where
that was
he pulled them into a championship where he shouldn't have been there.
He didn't have a running game like the Eagles. So I'm not.
He was a damn good thrower of the ball. Burrow was a good.
Well, he had Mixon at that time.
He had Mixon, but it wasn't 2,000 yards. Mixon. It was probably 1,300 yards. So again,
but see, but at game time, we do have to take like in prime time. You back me up on this, bro. Carson Wentz had more talent as a quarterback than both Dak and Jalen. I can say that. He was just like at the position, he was more talented. But what he
playing
lacked,
with a broken back.
But he lacked what Jalen does have. And not only just the clutch gene, but the leadership and getting the job done.
Yeah.
So we can look at quarterbacks and say, when it comes to pure talent, pure being a quarterback, is Jalen better than Burrow? Is Jalen better than Josh Allen or Patrick? I don't have a problem with saying no. But when you put all the tangibles together, when you put everything together, leadership, when you put together what he does,
what's up, Devil Dog?
There's nobody outside of Patrick Mahomes that's better. That's just period. You know what I mean? You could say, oh well, what was the quarterback that took the Ravens to the Super Bowl and they won? Joe Flacco or whomever.
Coyotes.
They went there one time.
Let me get this in here. Goff had 5 INTs game time. Dak wouldn't be living in Dallas. Again, I think Jared Goff can be good. I'll take the blow up doll and the Von Miller mask. I like role playing. Dirty Sanchez. Thank you. Very good, brother. Very good.
Wow.
I will say this about the quarterbacks today. You put these quarterbacks 20 years ago when these quarterbacks were taking a beating. These quarterbacks wouldn't be standing around playing in the pocket. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, the league wasn't geared to protect them.
Yes, and to be honest with you, these quarterbacks wouldn't have the glory that the quarterbacks had to go through. I see Troy Aikman take a freaking beating from the Eagles. And I've seen Staubach take a beating from the Steelers. And I'm telling you right now, these quarterbacks, you put them into that situation. Ask David Carr. I thought not weed. David Carr. He took a beating his first year. Was it David or Derek that played for the Texans?
David.
He took a beating, 70 sacks in his first year. I think he would have been a good quarterback, but he got the hell beat out of him.
Never had the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know how somebody could put Mayfield in the top 10 when that guy ain't done shit.
But
Randy, it's more so about it's more so when I listen to folks talk about all these quarterbacks, the main ones being Burrow and Josh and all them. It's still, even after so many years of being in the league, people are still more enamored with unrealized potential rather than the realized potential, which is why we keep playing, like as Eagles fans, we have to play the imagination game. If Joe Burrow was behind that same line, he would be, well, we don't really know that.
Yeah,
if so-and-so was behind that,
I'm not a 49er fan, but Brock Purdy, even though he ain't a great quarterback, he got to the Super Bowl, has what's his name, got to a Super Bowl from Tampa Bay? Hell no. How can you rate him over him?
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
that's
I hear
And
you.
ridiculous.
Randy,
Let me get to the end of this.
exactly the same thing that Jayden Daniels did in his rookie year?
Yes, he went to the Super Bowl. That's where I
He went to the
feel.
Wrap this
NFC
up, boys.
Championship.
I'm
Wrap
Yeah.
sorry,
this up.
yeah, and he went to the Super
Yep.
Bowl.
Let me wrap this
So
up, boys. Let's get it in and out. I got to end the show soon. I have to get up at 4 a.m. So let's finish our thoughts. Dirty Sanchez, you finished number one in the. You're number one in the chat. So I'm gonna send you a signed. It's a signed courtesy of Randy McIntyre. A signed. This was next in line, brother. A signed to Chard Choice. Football card. So it is signed to Shard Choice. Now he's
Sorry, I thought you was going to say T'Challa.
yeah. So
No,
I will.
T'Challa.
So Dirty Sanchez, just send me your size. I'm gonna send you a T-shirt and a Shard Choice card. So just email me at GameTimeBrian@gmail, and we will get these out to you as soon as possible. Let's get final words. So we have a bunch of people, and then we will get out of here. I appreciate it. It was a good show. I think we did a lot better tonight than we've done in the past. Listen, when we have this many people, maybe we don't all get like a chance to talk as much as we like. But I think I appreciate everybody following some sort of guideline. So let's start with Hallie Pierce. Ladies first. Let's start with Hallie. Any final words as we... Because the next time we have this particular show, training camp will have already started.
Yeah, I'm excited for training camp. I can't wait to see how everybody's going to be doing. And as far as the quarterback list that they had up there, uh, it's a good thing they probably wrote it in pencil because I can't wait to see how it's going to fluctuate during when the regular season starts to see how that is going to turn out.
Yeah, well said. Drew, we'll go from the bottom and we'll work our way up to the top. Drew, you're next, brother.
Hey, man, let me just say shout out to Carson Wentz. Shout out to Nick Foles. No Carson, no Super Bowl. Shout out Carson. That's it.
Why? Why we say it's shout out to Carson Wentz? I don't know, but Carson, there you go, brother. All right, Jesse Montanez, you're up.
First of all, Leo, I subscribed to your nice show that you had that day. It was a good show. Third of all, I can't wait to see what my Giant G-men do training camp, and I can't wait for the real deal. I know the rest of you guys are, so that's what I gotta say.
Asia Robertson next.
Chin up, Buttercup.
Asia.
Go Mets. Okay. Randy McIntyre, you are up.
I'm gonna get down on my knees before my bed tonight and say, God, please bring on this season. I'm sick of all the talk.
I didn't know where that was going.
Next day, Randy.
Randy, I didn't know where it was going.
Leo, you're next, man. What, as we sit here a few days before final words?
Yeah, I want to piggyback off of Hallie and say I'm excited. What I'm most excited. Okay.
What's that, Aisha?
I have one.
All right, well then, Aisha, then Leo.
I just want to say go Giants. I hope we beat the crap out of Washington this year, please.
All right, there you go. Beat the crap out of Washington. All right, Leo. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's all good. What I want to piggyback off of what Hallie was saying. I'm excited about what I'm excited most about training camp is seeing all of the mistakes. You know, even in the preseason, the mistakes. Because if there's to be any mistakes, it'll the best time for it to happen is in the preseason and during training camp. And the last thing I will say is that to everyone's point about what the blueprint will be, remember this will be the 2025 season. So that blueprint that worked last year could possibly not be the blueprint that worked this year because we're under a whole new offensive scheme too. So however this will look, if it doesn't look like last year, it's because we're not last year's team. We're a whole new team. This is a whole new season, and that blueprint those things might change. Now, Kevin Patullo looks like he's taking his cues from the quarterback, and that looks like Jalen has a lot more to say about this offense like he's had in like last year. So that's the best thing about training camp is seeing all the mistakes being made and corrected then.
All right, Rob A.
Great point.
Man, I've said everything that we could, like what Randy
Rob's
said.
like, I don't know if I can do this every week. There's
No,
not much to talk
I'm just saying,
about.
let's get this season going. I'm just hyped up. This is my favorite time of year coming up, where it starts to cool down, and
College
it's just time for
football,
some
baby.
football, man.
College football.
Indeed. Now it's time to make the money. So bring on some football.
Yeah, Chris Dooley, you're up, brother. You're up, brother.
Like everyone, excited that we're almost here for training camp. I plan on seeing some of it live. Maybe an extra handicap ramp for our new DN, but you know, we'll see.
Cool. And we wrap it up with my partner, Primetime Phil, whose channel has been pinned at the top the whole show. Primetime, we have a show this Friday, correct?
That is correct. My conclusion, I don't like your teams. Let's be I wish you bad. I wish you non-successful.
Tell us how you really think.
And
No,
but I
there's
really
no
like
love
you
for
guys.
Cowboys
You guys kick
I
ass.
thought you were my
and-
blood equal brother, Phil.
Yeah.
I thought you were blood equal brother, man.
Is if you guys if I take away the logos, I think you guys are really cool. The moment I see your guys' logo,
Stop
I'm
interrupting. Stop interrupting.
I'm like Drew over there, and I get blinders on, and I just don't like you guys much.
Yes.
I
Love Weed
Let's
says,
love you guys.
We're doing a fantasy football. Let me know game time cash. So, yeah, I Love Weed. I'm thinking about if we do it again this year, everybody's got to put a little money up. I did just before we get out of here, Mark's making the plaques for Drew. So Eagles Drew, you won the pigskin pick'em. So I don't know. Hopefully you don't screw it up because sometimes things get back.
Game time. Schwarber won it for the National League yesterday. Just so you
Okay. So yeah,
Are we doing pigskin pick'ems again this year?
Yeah. So I got Eagles Drew won to pick 'em. I told Mark Drew, I said, it's 2024 pigskin picking champ, Eagles Drew with your pitcher, and I said make it look however, but that's what I told him. So we'll see what it comes out. It'll probably be 2024 primetime Drew.
Remember you could ask
fantasy champ, something like that. But
you could ask Brian where I missed weeks where I didn't pick anything, and I was like,
yeah. Well, we'll have to take it more serious. It was fun, but that's it, everybody. I appreciate everybody. I would like to have a fantasy league, maybe with a little money. Again, it's a lot of work to not have money involved. So, but that's all. We'll talk about that off air.
Let's put up.
At the end of the day, I appreciate everybody.
Thanks, man.
Again, this is a work in progress, but it really, we started this because I wanted to be in the NFC East. I appreciate new people. We're always looking for new people. Rob A., thank you so much. Great show tonight. Have a great night. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate your support, brother. We're looking for Giants people. We're looking for more NFC. There's not many Giants. Are you guys that afraid? You have
I don't blame them either.
Wait a minute, Brian. What about like Pizzle?
I rep.
Yeah, where's Pizzle, man?
Well, listen.
Yeah, game time. Like you don't, you're not cool with Pizzle.
I'm very cool.
Game
but
time.
this
I
is,
told you to put Bad Dog Pizzle on you.
You guys don't understand that this is a channel member show. So like Pizzle's not a.
Okay.
I will.
Got you.
I am definitely doing a show with Philly. We've already talked about it. I talked to Pizzle yesterday. We're doing a show before the season, Philly 500. I don't know who I'm going to get for the Commanders. I may try and switch it up, but if not, we can go Louis. He's very busy. But yeah, I mean, like, regardless, we'll get somebody. I can always get him on the show.
You don't want to get Rio?
What's Rio? I don't know.
That's a good one. Rio Robinson.
Yeah,
I know who Rio is. I met him many times, but out of respect for Mark, I don't know that I would do that. There's more behind the story. But I don't know. We'll leave it there. It's possible. Maybe I'll reach out to him if you guys really want Rio. Rambling with Rio. I know who he is. I live streamed with him, so I know who he is. So.
And if you guys get a chance, subscribe to the bird section
too. The bird section, yes. The bird
section. And Brian, I gotta have you on. So
put it in the chat.
Hook 'em, baby.
Leo, put it in the chat.
Leo, put it in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have it right now. But all right, everybody, we are out. Leo's going to put the bird section in the chat. Please.
We'll make sure to boycott it.
We'll make sure to sub right up to it. All right,
Phil, you
everybody,
should
we are
come to a
out.
baseball
All right, guys.
game.
Later.
Have a good night, guys.
Later.
I love
Love you
baseball.
guys.
Live.
Have a good one.
We're gonna jump on that spaceship and get out of here.
Let's get
No
weird.
judgment. Shoot.
To smash that subscribe button. You know what? I'm gonna give it. I'll give it 4 out of 5 avocados. Korg?
I was raised by avocados.
Oh my God! Just kill me now.
Ho ho ho.
Green Giant. Hey! We know each other. He's a friend from work.
I think it's going really well. I mean, this is literally the first time I took my gun out of the holster. Right.
And that is why we need a triumphant video.
What?
You guys led us to this. Thank you.